This young man was just a lowly food delivery driver who daily zipped her around on his beat-up old bike, going from one neighborhood to another to earn a few small coins. Yet, he successfully wooed this wealthy and talented movie star. He even got her pregnant after just one touch. To be honest, even with wealth and glory right before his eyes, this young man didn't feel happy like everyone else. On the contrary, he found it troublesome, as if he had just stepped into a pile of muck. Because he was actually the top young master of the imperial capital's wealthiest family, with a passion for being a shipper, living a leisurely life day by day, exactly like a CEO pretending to be poor to test others. But it was only because during one drunken night, he stumbled into the movie star, who had entered the wrong room, that he ended up in this situation. However, he didn't shirk responsibility like other men. He was truly a gentleman who dared to take responsibility for his actions. But when he went to his mother-in-law's house, before he could even speak, she unleashed a torrent of criticism from head to toe, criticizing him for being smelly. Furthermore, she even forced her daughter to marry into the Chin family, a notorious gambler and playboy in Jiangning City. And so, the journey to reclaim his wife from those greedy for dirty fame officially began. Wang Han was speeding down the road when the peaceful atmosphere was broken by the ringing of his phone. No matter how much he frowned, he didn't forget to pull his phone out of his back pocket. As soon as he answered the call, Wang Han grumbled, "Hello, who's this?" Someone's soft voice instantly pierced his mind. "Where are you? I'm pregnant with your child. We need to meet." Wang Han had no intention of listening further, so he cut her off in a deep voice. "I'm busy delivering food. I don't have time to answer scam calls. I'm hanging up." But the other party's urgent voice, "Wait," instantly turned his calm demeanor into rage. "FUCK, are you trying to trick me with this game?" That very attitude prompted him to twist the throttle, sending the motorcycle speeding away at a terrifying pace. His excellent driving skills made everyone on the road fearfully swerve to avoid him. A long while later, Wang Han hastily slammed on the brakes in front of the food delivery center when he heard his colleagues chatting. "Miss Su family is not an ordinary person. That's so unfair." The imposing car growled for a while in their direction before gradually falling silent. Looking at the bustling group in front of him, he raised an eyebrow and wondered, "Banzi, what's with all the fuss?" Since the other party had asked, Banzi was willing to answer. The young lady of the Su family, Hao Mon, in Jiangning City, is about to marry the son of the richest man in Jiangning City. But those words didn't attract much attention from Wang Han. Who a rich young lady marries has nothing to do with him, a person who earns 5,000 yuan a month. That indifferent attitude only fueled his urge to defend beauty. Mainly because this young lady of the Su family is truly beautiful, while the son of this richest man is not only ugly but also immoral. It's truly a pity for Miss Su, like a jasmine flower stuck in a pile of buffalo dung. The photo on Banzi's phone accidentally caught his attention. "Oh, this girl looks familiar." His mind quietly worked, finally yielding a surprising result. "Holy crap, is that her?" In a sudden panic, Wang Han quickly snatched the phone towards himself. Observing his every strange action, Banzi pondered to himself before speaking with annoyance. "Han, you also feel like a jasmine flower stuck in a buffalo dung pile, right? That couldn't interrupt the train of thought in your head. Are you kidding? Is she the drunk woman who seduced me before? Could it be that the recent call wasn't a scam?" That thought made Wang Han involuntarily blurt out his inner thoughts. "So it really is her. This girl, I know her." A month ago, Suchi's frail body took small steps forward in the dark corridor. She felt dizzy. "What's going on? My Tulong isn't that bad." Her brain suddenly vibrated violently, making her quickly clutch her head. Could it be that Chin Hao's bottle of wine had a problem? In that moment of despair that muddled her mind, the closed door in front of her made Suchi visibly happy. "Here it is, 809. The haziness surrounding her mind still didn't stop her from voicing her concern. "Why is the door open like this? Did I forget to close it when I went out?" Inside that room, Wang Han was getting himself drunk in frustration. "Damn it," he muttered. His blurry face couldn't stop his mouth from speaking his inner thoughts. "You say I have a heavy murderous aura, then delivering food should be fine, right?" Before he could fully process what was happening, Suchi was already sprawled out right beside him, making Wang Han dumbfounded. The strong smell of alcohol made her unconsciously utter sweet words. "Who are you? Did you come to save me? My head hurts, and my body is so hot." As soon as the girl uttered those coquettish words, he blushed, immediately easily charmed. This girl is truly beautiful. Seeing that the other party wasn't moving, Suchi actively leaned closer and said, "Help me." This made Wang Han's heart almost stop. What does she want? Am I dreaming? That night, the small bed kept emitting Keo Kwa Lua Se sounds nonstop. Back to reality, Bonzi looked confusedly at the tall, handsome man standing there in a daze. "Anhan, what are you spacing out about?" Before he could get a response, he excitedly teased, "Ha, it's over. Anhan is starting to brag again. Yesterday he said he slept with an international movie star. Today he'll probably say he slept with Su family's young lady, right?" Hazy immediately bought into this unverified rumor. Arang Han only knows how to brag all day. One time he even drank and said he was an international arms dealer. These words made Bonzi happily scornful, despite the other person standing right in front of them. "Yours is already the previous version. The latest version," Han said, "what kind of crown prince party of the imperial capital is he? When the Haomon Kintan meet him, they even have to be polite." Amidst those excited laughs and jokes, Hazy quickly took the lead to deliver the final line. "Anhan, tell us, if you're so capable, why are you delivering food?" Ignoring those taunts, Wang Han slowly lit a cigarette. "What the hell do you kids know? I call this living in seclusion in the city." That remark was another catalyst that made the group even more joyful. Anyone can make up stories. I even slept with Beyonce. All right, the goods are here. Let's take the orders." Before the group could leave, a dazzling red supercar quickly blocked their only exit. Seeing such an expensive ride for the first time, the group excitedly cheered. A luxury car. As soon as the door opened, it freed the young woman inside, allowing her to step out. Suki slowly stood up, as if worried about something. Her beautiful face didn't even have a hint of a smile. Her pretty appearance, exuding an aura of wealth, made the delivery staff excited. Oh, holy crap, beauty!" Just as she walked past them, the Banza group stammered in confusion. "Oh, why does she look like—" As soon as they looked back at their phones to check, they screamed in fright together. "No mistake, it's her, Su family's young lady Su Chi. Why did she run here? Could it be—" As if to prove the hypotheses in everyone's minds, Su Chi sadly said to Wang Han, "Wang Han, why didn't you answer my call?" The unexpected truth made the Banzi group dizzy and disoriented. Holy crap, Anhan actually knows her. Oh my God. Not paying much attention to that call, Wang Han only gently replied to her. "Your call I didn't answer. What do you want with me?" The indifferent attitude made Suchi frustrated, and she said coldly, "I'm pregnant. The child is yours." That one sentence made the gossiping crowd visibly stunned. Oh my God, did I hear wrong? Pregnant with Anhan's child, horrifying. From now on, I won't say Anhan is bragging anymore. Meanwhile, the father of the pregnancy still stubbornly stuck to his opinion. Are you mistaken? Understanding the other party's psychology. Suki tiredly sighed, then went with her to the hospital. She coldly growled, "Get in the car." It was Banzi who had transformed into an obedient servant, pushing Wang Han away. "Brother Han, hurry up and go. What are you still standing there for?" "Brother Han, hurry up and go." Everything came crashing down, giving him a persistent headache. "If it concerns me, then I should go too. Please ask the store manager for time off for me." After successfully getting the person into the car, Suchi quickly stepped on the gas and drove off. Sitting in the car, Wang Han still couldn't believe what he had just heard was true. "What, is that child really mine?" She, focusing on driving, gloomily replied, "Why would I lie to you?" That calm demeanor forced him to frown seriously. "If the child is truly mine, then I will take responsibility for both mother and child." The unexpected remark made Suchi stunned for a moment, but unexpectedly she slowly broke into a scornful smile. "Haha, take responsibility? What will you use to take responsibility? based on your food delivery job. The cool breeze from the fan made Wang Han comfortably lean back. What's wrong with delivering food? Isn't it also earning money with my own hands? Supporting you and the child won't be a problem. In a brief moment, the two of them had taken the conversation further than they could have imagined. I am from the Su family in Jiangning City. You must know the status of the Su family in Jiangning City, right? It's fine. Matching families is the most boring thing. Wang Han's carefree demeanor disgusted Su Qi to the point where she stomped hard on his shin. The decisive action made Wang Han hit his head straight into the mirror in front of him. The pain quickly spread to his brain, making him flinch. Holy crap, did you do that on purpose? What's so great about the Su family anyway? Without bothering to answer his remark, Su Qi simply gestured outside with her chin. We're here. Get out of the car. As soon as Wang Han got out of the car, he saw her melancholic expression. Before he could speak, Su Qi automatically voiced her thoughts. Don't talk about responsibility so superficially. If the Su family finds out you made me pregnant, you know very well what kind of revenge you'll face. Those gloomy words made Wang Han angrily shout in confirmation. Nonsense. If the child is truly mine, then of course I'll take responsibility. Ignoring the other person's ridiculous appearance, she calmly led the way. Let's go. Come inside with me. The smell of disinfectant, alcohol wafted into her nostrils, making Su Qi feel a little dizzy. Wait here for a moment. Seeing the sign in front of the room she was heading to, Wang Han suddenly looked panicked. Operating room? What are we doing in an operating room? Su Qi didn't want to answer clearly, so she just replied with an expressionless face. I'm just going in for a moment. Understanding what that strange atmosphere meant, he was so angry that he gritted his teeth. What? Even though his brain hadn't yet processed the topic, his body instinctively held her back. Hey, are you serious? The other person's anxious appearance didn't make Su Qi feel sympathetic. You surely understand yourself best. Raising me and the child requires money. Can you bear the burden? That question didn't faze Wang Han, who was busy worrying about the girl in front of him. Money is not a problem. I have my ways. Just as the two were still struggling, the nurse's announcement made him dumbfounded. Su Qi, it's time for the surgery. She just glanced at the man behind her, then softly hummed an affirmation. Seeing the other person decisively walk inside, Wang Han's throat felt as if something was stuck, and he couldn't utter a complete sentence. His usually slow brain suddenly had an idea as he looked at the tightly closed door in front of him. Is there really no way to stop her? There's truly nothing to be done with this woman. Lying on the cold operating table, the surgeon's voice made Su Qi tremble. Are you ready? Her melancholic face couldn't hide a sigh of disappointment. Seeing that look, he slowly tapped the syringe in his hand. Don't worry, relax, it'll be over quickly. The rising tension made Su Qi close her eyes tightly. Before the other party could do anything, she quickly raised her hand to signal. Wait a moment. Outside, Wang Han stared blankly at the ceiling, muttering to himself, if she insists on not giving birth, then I'm also out of options. But when he saw Su Qi slowly walk out, astonishment quickly spread across his handsome face. He rushed over to ask about the situation. You just went in a few minutes ago. Why are you out so fast? Is surgery that quick now? Without answering those questions, Su Qi just tiredly said, I'm a bit tired. Drive me home. Do you know how to drive? Sensing something unusual from the other party, Wang Han suddenly broke into a joyful smile and hurriedly helped her out. Oh, of course I know. I've even flown fighter jets before, you know. The supercar quickly cut through the wind to reach its destination. At Long Lone Zone B, where the supercar stopped, signaling the smooth conclusion of the official visit. Seeing that Su Qi was fast asleep, Wang Han, upon answering the phone, quickly lowered his voice. Hello, what's up? The other end of the line eagerly rattled off. Tonight, there's a bidding meeting at Jianye Building. Lao Ye wants you to personally go there. Wang Han simply replied with a concise, okay, making the next sentence resonate with more emphasis. The Nine Dragons Trading Guild, Jiangning Branch Hall, Lin Qingyun is our person. He will follow your arrangements. But Wang Han's reply was no different. I know. As soon as the car stopped, Wang Han gently woke Suchi up. Long Loan Zone B, 19th floor, we've arrived. Wake up quickly. Seeing her worried face, he unconsciously furrowed his brow and said, we're here. As soon as she stepped out of the car, Suchi quickly said, I'm home now while my family hasn't noticed yet. You should leave quickly. But she was quickly refused by the other party. You look so tired. Let me take you to the door. Big things had happened all tone, leaving her in no mood for a long conversation. No need, thank you. You don't have to worry about so many things. And yet, as soon as her foot stepped forward, Suchi stumbled. The resounding scream made Wang Han panic. His body quickly acted on instinct, lunging to catch the girl who was still falling. Wang Han couldn't help but scold, You're so clumsy. Making Suchi immediately retort, What did you say? Try saying that again. He had to suppress his anger and lower his voice. I said you're stupid as hell. Seeing that the other person was still trying to lecture her, she angrily pinched Wang Han's arm hard, making him scream in pain nonstop. Not wanting to linger any longer in front of the villa door, Wang Han anxiously wrapped his arms tightly around her waist. Then he lifted Suchi in a princess carry. Remembering every corner of the house, he quickly carried her inside. You're really too cruel. One that decorated in a style that was both classic and modern, caught Wang Han's eye. He, however, paid little attention to it, worrying more about Suchi's leg. Her pregnancy hormones surged, making her suddenly burst into tears. I don't need your support. I can walk on my own. Having seen all those emotions from the beginning, Wang Han didn't dare to raise his voice anymore. He just said, Don't move. Suddenly, the tightly closed main door swung wide open. As Suchi looked up, her heart skipped a few beats. Hui Min had just brought Shui Fu into the house and was already annoyed by what she saw. Nan, what are you two doing? Afraid the other party would misunderstand, Wang Han quickly stood up to explain. Her leg is sprained. But Suchi was quicker and cut him off. My leg is dislocated. Gathering all her courage, she took a deep breath and continued. So my boyfriend came to bring me medicine. That statement not only startled him, but also shocked both Shui Fu and Hui Min so much that they spoke in unison. Boyfriend? What did you say? A ragged delivery guy is your boyfriend? Hui Min stepped forward, extremely furious. Suchi, what is the meaning of this? She aggressively pointed at Wang Han and scolded him. Who is this rotten delivery guy? Mom, I was just kidding. My leg was sprained, so this guy brought me home. Suchi's face was extremely gloomy, then she finally spoke, but Hui Min's eyes were full of doubt. Are you kidding? Then she changed her attitude, looking worried. Nan, you scared me to death. You're about to marry into the Qin family, so absolutely nothing must go wrong. At this moment, Wang Han suddenly spoke up. What's wrong with delivering food? Hui Min glared furiously and yelled, What's wrong? An uneducated lowlife, wanting a toad to eat swan meat? Don't even dream about it. Hearing this, he was so angry that veins popped out on his cheeks. What did you say? Fortunately, Suchi quickly intervened to defuse the situation for both sides. Wang Han, you should go first, thank you. Shui Fu's eyes followed his steps without leaving. Hui Min, meanwhile, pinched her nose, looking disgusted. Shui Fu, help Nan back to her room to rest first. Oh, and call Mother Wang. Scrub the spot where that delivery boy just stood. It's disgustingly dirty. She simply replied softly, yes. Ma, inside the room, Shui Fu's voice was probing. Nan, what was your relationship with that guy just now? Ironically, the only reply she received was Suchi's indifferent remark. Nothing at all. She put her hands on her hips in annoyance and said loudly, Stop lying to me. Your gaze at him isn't right at all. It's one thing for you to lie to your mother, but now you want to lie to me too? Suchi clutched her belly, saying worriedly, I'm pregnant with his child. The shocking news made Shui Fu's eyes widen in surprise, and she asked in astonishment, What? You're pregnant? This made her unable to stand and she plopped down onto the bed. No way. Even if it's you, you can't possibly find a delivery guy. Suchi's voice choked. That day I drank alcohol I shouldn't have, and that's how it happened by fate. Shui Fu's gaze became serious. So what do you plan to do? This can't be hidden. Moreover, you and Qin family, it seems she had made her decision early on. I will give birth to the baby. At this moment, her face became even more horrified as she screamed, Give birth to the baby? Are you crazy? In contrast, Suchi's voice showed no sign of worry. Today I asked him several times and he said he would take full responsibility for the baby. Now Shui Fu couldn't stand it anymore and stood up with her hands on her hips. I say, Dai Tai, wake up. You are the young lady of Su family. He's just a delivery guy. He has nothing. He's fundamentally not worthy of you. If the Chin family finds out about this, then she didn't want to hear that nagging anymore. So she quickly raised her hand to change the subject. My business. I'll figure out how to solve it myself. As for you, why did you suddenly come back here? Her voice softened a few shades. My grandfather came to Jiangning City to meet an important figure and also to see tonight's auction. So I followed him. Suchi finally understood. Oh, but Shui Fu scolded her. What do you mean, oh? Suddenly she remembered something. Shui Fu's face brightened considerably. That's right, I've thought of a brilliant idea. That also made Suchi curious. What kind of idea? She leaned closer, smiling slyly. If your secret is discovered, just say that the delivery guy forced you. She closed her eyes and nodded. That's a good idea. Luckily you thought of it. As for Wang Han, after leaving the house, he was still wandering the streets. After walking for a while, Wang Han stopped and dialed his phone. I can't even call a car to pick me up in this villa area. Suddenly, a mysterious black car stopped in front of him. As Wang Han watched in surprise, a pair of legs stepped out of the car. An old man with a white beard and hair appeared, bowing respectfully. Hello, young master. I am Lin Xingyun, president of the Nine Dragons Trading Guild. His gaze was cold yet resolute. I'm here to pick up young master to attend the auction. Wang Han rested his chin and thought. Oh, I know, the old man told me. Then he slowly got into the car. Oh, right. Before we go to the auction, I want to shower and change clothes first. Qingyun quickly opened the door. Certainly, young master. I'll make the arrangements. And with that, the two left the villa area. At this moment at the auction, many people had already arrived. Wang Han, now dressed in a very dashing outfit, scanned the room once. Quite a few people have come today, haven't they? Suddenly, Shui Fu spotted him. She aggressively rushed over to question him. Aren't you the delivery guy from the Su family? Why are you here? Wang Han had barely started to say, I'm here to, when she cut him off. Don't tell me you're here for a part-time job. He immediately denied, no. But Shui Fu grabbed his arm and pulled him away. Her steps grew increasingly urgent. Come with me for a moment. I have something to tell you. Once they reached a secluded spot, Shui Fu sternly questioned him. Let me tell you, Su Qi is my good sister. Now you've gotten her pregnant, and if you don't take responsibility for the baby once it's born, I won't let you off the hook. Wang Han's eyes widened in surprise. The baby, wasn't it already taken out? Seeing this, she angrily grabbed his collar and shouted, Who said the baby was taken out? She said she wants to give birth to the baby. Wang Han was doubly shocked to hear the news. What did you say? At this moment, his mind was a mess. What's going on? Could it be that she went into the operating room yesterday but didn't have the surgery? Shui Fu continued to warn him. I'll say it again. If you don't dare to take responsibility, I absolutely won't let you off. She also stomped hard on Wang Han's foot in anger, making him clutch his leg and scream in pain. Suddenly, the MC's voice rang out, drawing everyone's attention. Ladies and gentlemen, today's bidding conference is about to begin. But Wang Han couldn't focus at all. He just stared blankly, thinking, I can't believe she didn't abort the baby. It seems that as soon as this is over, he must go find her. Suddenly, a girl wearing glasses approached. Hello, young master. She tucked a strand of hair behind her ear shyly. I am Liu Yue, your assistant, arranged by Hui Trung Lin. Wang Han turned away satisfied. Good. The auction has started. Let's go over there. Before they could take a step, a loud bang startled both of them. 3 blurry figures appeared. The shortest one in the middle spoke up. Friends, the new district, Hangmuk, at today's auction is what our Qin family wants to acquire. He stroked his thin beard and chuckled. I hope you all will give me some face. It turned out this was Qin Lei, young master Qin Daijia. If you don't give him face, you'll bear the consequences yourself. But Wang Han was clueless. Who is this person? Liu Ye quickly recognized him. It's Qin Lei, a tycoon from Jiangning City, from the Qin family. Currently, he is our biggest competitor. He seemed not to trust the information he received much. Competitor? Does he even have the qualifications to compete with us? She gently explained, the Qin family plans to acquire the new district Hang Muk through cooperation with the Su family to help them escape their predicament. Liu Yue also didn't forget to add a sigh of emotion. But the rich man's son was not only ugly, but also had a dissolute lifestyle, which was truly a pity for the Dai Tutu of the Su family. It was truly like a jasmine flower stuck in a buffalo dung pile. At this moment, Wang Han suddenly remembered. The Qin family, wasn't it the Qin family that had an engagement with Su Qi? Qin Lei sat smugly on the chair, which annoyed him. So that's how it was. Now the M's began the auction. Dear guests, the next item up for auction is land lot number 053 in our city's new urban area. Below the stage, everyone buzzed with discussion. This is the new area project that many families want to acquire. The first person to speak was Qin Lei. I bid 500 million. Those sitting below could only gape in admiration. The Qin family just bid 500 million? It seems they're determined to get it. That's right. With the Qin family's marriage alliance with the Su family, who would dare to offend the Qin family? But to another surprise, Wang Han also raised his bidding paddle, 600 million. Everyone was heavily shocked, turning their eyes to him. Good heavens, who is this? How dare he bid higher than the Qin family like this? Does he not want to live anymore? This person doesn't seem to be from Jiangning City. The chatter continued non-stop throughout the audience. No wonder he acted so thoughtlessly. He even dared to snatch the juicy bait from the Qin family. It's like the duck in his mouth is about to fly away. The Qin family will definitely not let him off the hook. Qin Lei heard this, angrily clenched his fists and slammed them hard on his thigh. He gritted his teeth and said, where did this kind of person who doesn't want to live come from? Are you trying to pick a fight? Wang Han said with a serious expression. In an auction, the highest bidder wins. Is there a problem? Qin Lei frowned and growled. Didn't you hear me say that this project is what our Qin family wants to do? Wang Han put his hands in his pockets and said proudly, I heard, but what does that have to do with me? The people around couldn't help but be shocked and surprised when they heard this. Oh, who is this person? He actually dares to confront the Qin family. Qin Lei immediately raised his bidding paddle and angrily shouted, I bid 700 million. Wang Han immediately raised his bidding paddle as well. 800 million. Qin Lei couldn't contain his anger and immediately lunged towards him. Brat, in Jiangning City, our Qin family is the heavens. He unceremoniously grabbed his collar, issuing a warning. No one can take away what we want. He frowned angrily and threatened, I'm bidding 900 million. If you don't want to live anymore, then keep raising the price. Wang Han's lips suddenly curled into a delighted smile. He then distinctly bid 1 billion. Qin Lei immediately raised his fist and a furious roar echoed loudly. You strong one, do you want to die? Tonight I'll chop you up to feed the Tossison. However, before he could do anything, he took a powerful punch from Wang Han directly to the face. His decisive punch sent him flying backward. You, really? Seeing Qin Lei fall to the floor, his subordinates immediately rushed towards Wang Han. He quickly grabbed a chair and threw it forcefully at them. The other guy, who was rushing forward, suddenly widened his eyes in panic. Instantly, Wang Han delivered a fierce kick directly to his face. Qin Lei clutched his swollen cheek and angrily roared, You actually dared to hit me. Do you have a death wish? Wang Han glared and subtly smiled, replying in an extremely calm tone. The one who hit you is your grandpa. Then he delivered a devastating kick. Flinging the henchman aside, he charged straight towards Qin Lei. Instantly, a resounding collision occurred. Qin Lei immediately fell to the ground, with the henchman's large body pressing down tightly on him. Wang Han seriously spoke up. Is there anyone else bidding? The MC replied, stunned and bewildered. No, there isn't. Wang Han hastily left, while gesturing with his hand. Yu Yue, sign for the transfer. I have urgent business to attend to now, so I'll be leaving first. Liu Yu gently replied, yes, young master. At the same time, Shui Fu had a meeting in Qing Yun's room, wearing a very elegant white dress. Her voice rang out, mixed with a hint of regret. Grandpa, who did you call me to meet so urgently? You made me miss the auction. Qing Yun immediately sternly reminded, Shui Fu, don't talk like that. Later, when he arrives, don't speak nonsense. I, your grandpa, haven't even fully grasped this person's temperament yet. Shui Fu couldn't help but show curiosity. What? What kind of Dainyanvat makes you so cautious? Just then a subordinate entered and reported the situation. Chairman, the auction has concluded. Qing Yun calmly asked, it's the Qin family, right? The subordinate immediately reported, no sir, the bidders are others. Qing Yun's reaction still showed no surprise. I know. However, Shui Fu's expression was extremely panicked. Impossible, this project for the Qin family was like a duck in their mouth. And it just flew away. Who is so bold as to dare snatch food from the Qin family's mouth? Qing Yun said in a cautious tone, Shui Fu, this is the person we've been waiting for. Shui Fu slowly spoke. Then this person is worth winning over. She picked up the phone and politely excused herself. Grandpa, I'll go out and call Nan Nan first. As she walked, she pondered, if the Qin family didn't win the bid, wouldn't it mean they couldn't temporarily cooperate with the Su family? This isn't good. I must inform Nan Nan about this right away. Lost in thought, Shui Fu accidentally bumped into Wang Han, who was walking towards her. She angrily scolded, why is it you again? Don't you have eyes when you walk, you filthy delivery guy? Wang Han squinted and said, oh. After that, Shui Fu coldly walked away, continuing her phone conversation. Hello, Nan Nan, I have important news to tell you. As soon as Wang Han entered the room, Qing Yun immediately stood up and warmly welcomed him. Young master, you've arrived. Wang Han then pointed outside and asked curiously, everything's done. Oh, right, who was that girl just now? Qing Yun happily introduced. Her name is Lin Shui Fu. She's my granddaughter, unmarried and in good health. She greatly admires young master, so she has always wanted to meet young master once. Wang Han then suggested, wants to meet me? Then call her over. He sat with his legs crossed, a very natural expression on his face, then asked curiously, oh right, Lin Lao, do you know Su Qi? Qing Yun then recounted the information he knew. That's the Su family's young lady. Compared to the other young people in the Su family, she is the most outstanding. It's just that the Su family is patriarchal, so she has always been kept hidden. Originally, after the Qin family won the bid for the new district project, they were going to form a marriage alliance with the Su family, but because young master intervened, this matter will probably have to be postponed for a while. Curiosity made Wang Han continuously ask many questions. What's her normal life like? How many boyfriends has she had, do you know? Qing Yun reliably replied, the Su family's upbringing is strict, and this girl has a very upright character. She doesn't easily make friends. As far as I know, she has never had a boyfriend. Wang Han suddenly smiled smugly. So that's how it is. Just then, Su Qi's number unexpectedly called. Wang Han thought to himself, speak of the devil, and she appears. Wang Han immediately picked up the phone. Hello. Su Qi's voice came from the other end of the line. Are you free? I want to see you. Wang Han accepted without hesitation. Okay, where are you? I'll come find you. After that, he quickly left, but didn't forget to remind Qing Yun. All right, I'm leaving now. You go report to the old man over there. Qing Yun patiently added, yes, young master. Oh, that's right, young master. My granddaughter Shui Fu also graduated from the Royal Academy of London, just like you. Wang Han replied dismissively. All right, I know. We'll talk next time. Su Qi was sitting on a bench in the park in front of a cool green lake that looked incredibly peaceful and quiet. However, her eyes were melancholic as if filled with deep thoughts. Shortly after, Wang Han quickly drove his motorcycle to their meeting point. He slowly walked to the seat where she was sitting. Wang Han gently sat down next to Su Qi. He put his arm around her shoulder and comforted her, saying, don't worry about the baby. I will support both you and the child. If you want to get married, we can go get our marriage certificate anytime. Su Qi smiled faintly and asked, You'll support me and the baby. Can you really afford it? Wang Han confidently replied, What's there that I can't afford to support? Suchi then raised her wrist and asked, Do you know how much this costs? Wang Han took one look and easily recognized it. Probably around 352,000, right? It's a Kemuea Series 42 minimum 18K rose gold watch. Self-winding, isn't it? Suchi looked him straight in the eye and seriously asked, How much can you earn a year as a delivery driver? How many years would you have to go without eating or drinking to be able to buy this? Wang Han gently reassured her. So you're worried about financial matters. Then rest assured, there's no need to worry. I will certainly not let you and our child suffer from material hardship. Even if I were to respond to the national call to have a third child, it wouldn't be a problem. Suki immediately replied frankly, Are you going to die if you don't talk big? As they were talking, Suchi's phone suddenly rang. She picked up and said, Hello. The voice on the other end sounded urgent. Nan, where are you? Come home quickly. Shin Hao is waiting for you at home to discuss marriage arrangements. Suchi replied very calmly, I know. She then turned to Wang Han and asked, Can you take me home? Wang Han excitedly replied, I'd be glad to. He led her to the car and said, Get in. Then he immediately drove very fast to take her home as soon as possible. In that peaceful moment, Suchi leaned her head against his back and gently smiled. She continued to enjoy that throughout the entire journey. Finally, Wang Han brought her back home. She and Wang Han walked in and politely greeted, Mom, I'm home. Huimin frowned and angrily yelled, Nan, where have you been? Shin Hao has been waiting for you for a long time. Suchi slowly walked forward and replied, I just went out. Huimin's expression immediately became astonished and confused. Why are you still here? You too, go home. Nan, you and Shin Hao are about to get married. She then casually introduced the groom-to-be. Shin Hao is here to discuss the marriage with you. Shin Hao leisurely sat on the chair, then waved his hand and said, Hello. Suchi calmly walked up to him. Shin Hao, let's put this matter aside for now. This time the Chin family didn't win the bid, so the cooperation between the Chin family and the Su family isn't settled yet. Hearing that, Shin Hao smirked cunningly and said proudly, That's just a small matter. Let's get married first. Everything else can be easily negotiated. As soon as he finished speaking, he harbored ill intentions toward her. First, I'll get you into bed, then we can talk about whether or not to give money. Seeing Suchi's resolute refusal, Huimin loudly scolded, Nan, Shin Hao has already said, as long as you get married, the Chin family will immediately allocate 1 billion to help the Su family overcome their difficulties. She was too tired of this attitude. Mom, don't say anything more. Suchi glared and firmly declared, I won't marry. Hearing that, Shin Hao couldn't help but be stunned. What did you say? Huimin continued to defend her intentions. This child, what are you saying? Our two families, the Su family and the Chin family. Suki walked over, held Wang Han's hand tightly, and declared bluntly, I said I won't marry, and what's more, I'm already pregnant with his child. Huimin was stunned upon hearing the bad news. What? She walked up to her and criticized her directly. Nan, do you know what you're saying? You're pregnant with his child. He's just a delivery guy. Suchi still firmly refused. Mom, I don't want to marry into the Chin family. Please give me some time. I will definitely help the Su family overcome these difficulties. Seeing her stubbornness, Huimin reached out to discipline her. Have you no shame? Before she could do anything, Wang Han grabbed her arm tightly. He glared as if piercing into Huimin's thoughts. So what if he's a delivery guy? Did he eat your ancestors' graves? Wang Han also bluntly questioned, to gain benefits, you'd marry your daughter off to a scumbag. Aren't you ashamed? Feeling greatly humiliated, Huimin furiously yelled, You rotten delivery guy, let go of me, you filthy piece of trash! Shin Hao, who was standing by, was no pushover either. He pointed directly at her and sarcastically reproached, Suchi, I thought you were a good catch. Unexpectedly, she turned out to be a depraved whore. He furiously clenched his fists, uttering a sarcastic remark. You dared to cuckold me, you lowly wretch, letting a delivery guy ride you. Remember this, I will absolutely destroy you. Suchi stood there, softly uttering, Darling. Immediately after, Wang Han slapped Qin Hao across the face. He staggered from the slap, his back slamming against the wall. Wang Han pulled Suchi tightly into his embrace. She's carrying my child, so she is my woman. Who gave you the guts to lay a hand on my woman, huh? Qin Hao gritted his teeth and roared, "Motherfucker, you dare to hit me? You bastard! I'll show you what happens when you mess with me." He casually grabbed the nearby ashtray. Then Qin Hao unhesitatingly charged straight at Wang Han. "I'll fight you to the death." He showed no fear. Instead, he reminded Su Qi, "Stand behind me." She obediently nodded. Yes. Wang Han effortlessly dodged Qin Hao's attack. And for good measure, he landed a blow that sent him flying hard against the wall. He put his hands in his pockets, swaggering straight back to Qin Hao. "You dared to lay a hand on my woman." He grabbed Qin Hao tightly by the collar. "Today, I'll make sure you remember this for a long time." Wang Han then taught Qin Hao a harsh lesson. His punch was like a 5-kilogram weight dropping straight onto his face, making him yelp, "Help me!" Just then, Su Laoye stepped forward and shouted, "Stop!" He walked over, leaning on his cane, his face and tone stern. "Who is causing our trouble here?" Su Qi felt a little scared when she saw him arrive and asked, "Grandpa, why are you here?" Su Laoye said nothing, only approaching Su Qi and Wang Han. His face showed a terrifying seriousness. "Everything you just said, I've heard it all." He angrily growled in a loud voice, "Are you pregnant with this delivery boy's child?" Su Qi timidly and fearfully replied, "Yes." After receiving her nod, Su Laoye and everyone else were shocked and panicked. "This is an outrage, a complete betrayal. What are we to do now? Our Qin family cannot bear this sin. What else can we do? We must get rid of the child immediately." Su Hao walked over distressed and retorted, straining his neck, "Even if we get rid of the child, this wicked person must never hope to enter the doors of our Qin family." Hearing this, Su Laoye felt a little worried. "What are we going to do about this?" Jianye furiously blamed Hui Min, yelling, "It's over. Everything is ruined. It's all your fault. You spoil her every day. The Su family is finished." Faced with these accusations, Su Qi was saddened, a look of deep remorse welling up in her eyes. She clenched her fists and yelled, "Stop making so much noise!" Su Qi's tone suddenly softened, becoming faint and dejected. "Can you all please stop arguing?" Wang Han arrived just in time to support her. "Don't be afraid, I'll take you out of here." Seeing him boldly carry her away, Jian Ye and Hui Min couldn't help but curse. "That rotten delivery boy, let go of my daughter immediately. If you don't release my daughter, do you think I won't break your legs?" Wang Han's gaze turned terrifyingly cold. "Do you even deserve to be called humans?" And with that, he defiantly carried her away. As they were walking, someone dared to attack and block Wang Han's path. He glared and growled a warning. "I am taking Su Qi. Who else has something to say about it?" Jian Ye and Hui Min were struck dumb, only able to stare. Su Laoye and Jian Zhang were also stunned, frozen for a few seconds. Wang Han gently carried Su Qi in his arms and left. They arrived at Wang Han's apartment, a towering twin building. He gently placed her on the sofa. Suddenly, a card fell out of her pocket, catching Wang Han's attention. Immediately, he walked over and picked it up. The information on the card made Wang Han ponder. Today was her birthday. This girl was truly pitiful. Despite being born into a wealthy family, no one remembered her birthday. He quietly left the living room, thinking to himself, "All right, let me show you my skills. Who told you to be my woman?" It wasn't until 20 minutes later that Su Qi slowly woke up. She groggily sat up, rubbed her eyes, and asked in confusion, "Where is this?" Suddenly, Wang Han, wearing an apron, held up a bowl of rice and cheerfully asked, "You're awake, are you hungry?" He politely pulled out a chair and said, "This is what I specially prepared for you." Looking at the lavish spread of food, Su Qi praised incessantly, "It smells so good." Meh. Seeing this, Wang Han smugly said, "You should know, my cooking skills are so good that even the Princess of Dubai wouldn't get to eat it, even if she cried." Su Qi shot him a look, immediately seeing through him. "Are you going to die if you don't brag?" Wang Han sat down at the table and suggested, "Today, you're not allowed to say dumb." Unexpectedly, he brought out a pretty pink cake. Then Wang Han happily said, "Happy birthday." Suchi's face registered surprise. "How did you know today was my birthday?" Wang Han's voice was again smug. "Pretty impressive, right?" She was so touched that tears welled up into the corners of her eyes. He patted her sturdy shoulder and declared, "So touched, you're about to cry. Go on and cry. Just cry by. I have a shoulder that even international supermodels would covet. You can lean on it for a bit." Those words made Suchi laugh helplessly. After that emotional moment, Wang Han urged her, "Hurry up and taste it." Suchi took a bite and praised, "The flavor isn't bad at all." As if the compliment was exactly what he expected, he replied, "That's a given." At the end of dinner, Wang Han again urged, "Make a wish." She clasped her hands together, closed her eyes, and pondered. He rested his chin on his hand, looking at Suchi affectionately. "Do you have any plans next?" Her expression shifted slightly. "Didn't you say you would support my child and me?" "Are you regretting it now?" Wang Han probed. "I don't regret it. I mean what I say. But do you dare to marry me, a delivery guy?" Suchi slammed the table, stood up, and declared resolutely, "Dare? What's there not to dare? If by then you can't support your mother and child, I'll remarry. All right, let's go get the marriage certificate tomorrow." Her eyes became resolute. "Let's get it then. Who's afraid of whom?" His answer made him quite satisfied. "It's a deal then." Suddenly, Wang Han's phone rang. He picked up and left. "I'll take this call first." Suchi also obediently replied, "Yes." Wang Han went out to the balcony, puffing on a cigarette. "Xiaohua, what's going on?" The voice on the other end was urgent. "Boss, are you still in Jiangning? I received news that Zhu Tuxi is coming to Jiangning to kill you." But on the contrary, he was strangely calm. "Is the news reliable? Don't panic. Can you pinpoint his location?" The other side quickly reported. He appeared near the Lin family's villa. Wang Han praised, "Good, I understand. I'll make time to deal with him tomorrow." Inside the room, Suchi had finished dinner and was also sitting on the phone. Difu excitedly congratulated her. "Happy birthday, Nan Nan. Am I the first one to wish you a happy birthday?" But she was met with a cold response. "No, you're the second." She questioned in disbelief. "No way, then who was the first? Could it be that damn fat pig Chin Hao?" Suchi's voice was much softer. "No, it's Wang Han." Defu suddenly exclaimed, "Holy crap, why are you involved with that delivery guy again?" She seemed not to care, leisurely eating cake. "It's a long story. We're going to get our marriage certificate tomorrow." She tried her best to dissuade her. "Nan Nan, are you crazy? Marrying a delivery guy? Where are you right now?" Suchi replied lightly, "At his place." At this moment, Shuiqi softly advised, "Nan Nan, calm down first. I'll figure something out for you." Not only that, she also tried hard to persuade her. "I'll ask some big boss who won a bid that my grandpa knows. No matter the cost, I'll ask that person to help you get through this difficult period." Defu. "You, hello?" Outside, Wang Han was still listening intently. "Boss, there's one more thing the great princess asked me a few days ago." "Where are you?" He lit a cigarette. "Don't tell me you told her I was in Jiangning City, did you?" The voice on the phone trembled. "Boss, you know her temper better than I do. If I didn't tell her, she would have castrated me." Wang Han's eyes widened in surprise. "What?" His hand went limp, causing the lighter to fall. As Wang Han bent down to pick it up, he cursed, "Damn it, we're half-brothers, and you dared to sell me out." The other end of the line kept rambling. "Boss, considering the illustrious family background and financial standing of the great princess, I think you two are quite a match. Besides, she's done so much to charm you. So why don't you just indulge her?" He was extremely anxious. "Stop talking nonsense. Tell me, what did you tell her? When will she arrive?" "Hello?" But all he got in return was evasion. "Boss, my signal isn't good here. I'm hanging up now." Wang Han cursed angrily. Hey, goddammit." He slumped down helplessly. "This is completely screwed." Suddenly the phone rang again. "Who's looking for me now?" Wang Han opened it and saw a message. "Hello, sir. I am Lin Shuifu, Lin Qingyun's granddaughter. I would like to discuss the new urban area project with you. When are you free?" Then came a series of other messages. "Sir, You have just arrived in Jiangning City and are not yet familiar with the situation in the new district. If you cooperate with the Su family in Jiangning City, you will surely achieve double the results. As long as you agree to cooperate with the Su family, you can ask me to do anything. I will agree to any request. His face returned to its cold expression. Any request? You really dare to think of anything, don't you? Then came Qingyun's call. Hello, young master. I am extremely sorry. Due to my careless management, my granddaughter found your contact information in my phone, and she has truly bothered you. Wang Han spoke to reassure him. It's all right. After that, he stood up and made a plan. Old Lin, I need a sniper rifle and 2 bullets. I will come to your villa tomorrow to pick them up. Also, Su Qi is the only one responsible for the new urban area project, and other members of the Su family are not allowed to participate. He agreed to the order. Understood, young master. Su Qi lay leisurely on the bed, listening to the phone. The person on the other end of the line cheerfully told her, Nan, I've already contacted the big shot. He agreed to cooperate with the Su family on the new urban area project, and you'll be in charge of it. Tomorrow we'll meet to discuss the details. Su Qi smiled and exclaimed, That's wonderful. See you tomorrow then. Just then, Wang Han walked in, and seeing her cheerful mood, couldn't help but ask curiously, What's making you so happy? Su Qi quickly sat up, crossing her legs neatly, and replied dismissively, It's just about the project. You wouldn't understand even if I told you. Su Qi gently turned a page while casually tucking her hair back, and said, But I don't recall you having a habit of reading books. Wang Han stepped closer and stopped her hand that was turning the book's page. There are still many things you don't expect. The distance between them grew smaller and smaller, and Su Qi instinctively stumbled backward awkwardly. What do you want to do? Even though I said I'd marry you, but... Before she could finish speaking, he reached out and grabbed the soft pillow nearby. Wang Han picked up the pillow and gently advised her, If you're tired, go to bed early. I'll sleep on the sofa. He casually turned his back and left the room, not forgetting to remind her, Oh, right, reading in bed at night isn't good for pregnant women. This series of decisive actions left Su Qi stunned. It took her a long while to recover, and she tiredly collapsed onto the bed. I even thought he was going to do something to me. The scene shifted to the next morning. Wang Han hadn't slept. He was out on the balcony practicing a handstand on 2 fingertips. As he practiced, he mumbled counts, 101, 102, 103. Su Qi had just woken up and witnessed this scene. She stood at the balcony door, wondering, What are you practicing? The Toad Divine skill? Wang Han didn't stop his movements because of Su Qi's appearance. He even turned and changed his posture. Don't talk nonsense. I'm practicing the subduing dragon hand. She was surprised. Subduing dragon hand? How come I've never heard of that name? Wang Han enthusiastically jumped up. He explained, This isn't an ordinary martial art. It's a genuine national martial art. It's not a flashy move, but a real killing technique. Su Qi became even more confused after hearing this. So you deliver food. What do you need to learn this for? Wang Han cheerfully wiped the beads of sweat from his forehead. You are patient. You use martial arts to prevent conflict, to protect your family. Your father said that. She crossed her arms and nodded. Your father is right. Seeing that it was almost time, Wang Han quickly changed the subject. Breakfast is ready on the table, and the bathroom has new toiletries for you. Su Qi praised him with satisfaction. I never expected a grown man like you to be so thoughtful. Wang Han casually glanced at her, confidently declaring, There's still a lot you haven't seen yet. Su Qi didn't bother arguing with this man. She suddenly remembered something important. Oh right, after we eat, let's go to my place for a bit. Wang Han frowned in confusion. To your place? What for? Su Qi replied bluntly, to borrow the household registration book. Otherwise, how can we get the marriage certificate? He was a little taken aback. Oh, are you really serious? You want to marry me, a delivery guy? She annoyedly raised her fist to threaten him. What? Are you scared? Do you regret it now? Wang Han put his hands in his pockets and chuckled. What the hell am I scared of? The marriage certificate. We'll go get it in a bit. Soon enough, they both walked down to the apartment building lobby. In the front yard, a red big bike was already parked. Suchi suddenly asked him, "Oh, right, about this. Shouldn't we meet your parents first?" Wang Han interrupted, "No need. Wait until the child is born, then we'll talk." She widened her eyes in confusion. "Why?" He honestly revealed, "I'm afraid my family will look down on you. Wait until you have given birth, then they won't be able to do anything to you." Suchi, dissatisfied, put her hands on her hips and questioned, "Are you saying I'm marrying someone of higher status than me?" Wang Han calmly assessed her. "Your looks, figure, and demeanor aren't bad, are they?" He arrogantly ran a hand through his hair and stated, "As for your family background, it's a bit lacking." Wang Han's words were nothing short of looking down on Suchi. She found his words so ridiculous, they made her laugh. "Ha ha, I'm more than good enough for you, aren't I?" Wang Han gently coaxed her, "I'm just teasing you. Don't stand there anymore. Get on the bike." Suchi sullenly settled onto the back seat. The couple, defying the law, drove straight onto the road without helmets. He also carefully instructed her, "Hold on to my waist tightly, sit steady." Suchi feigned annoyance and chided Wang Han, "You talk too much." "All right, let's go." The two of them sped away from the apartment complex together, unaware that the entire incident had been witnessed by Chin Hao and Scarface. He cursed bitterly. This wicked woman, she actually slept with that delivery guy all night. He asked him anxiously, "Young master, what should we do now?" Chin Hao, enraged, crushed his cigarette. "What to do? Beat that delivery guy to death, then drag this wicked woman to a hotel." Scarface aggressively cracked his knuckles. Behind him were two other burly henchmen. He replied, "Understood, young master. I'll lead the brothers to chase them immediately." As Wang Han was driving Suchi quickly down the road, he noticed the reflection of a white car chasing them in the rearview mirror. Wang Han sneered coldly, "Oh, daring to follow me in broad daylight, are we?" He didn't make a fuss, but simply turned to remind Suchi, "Later, you go home and get your things first. I have some business to take care of." She obediently replied, "Yes." With that, Wang Han immediately accelerated to maximum speed, leaving the other two cars in their dust. The two temporarily stopped in front of a spacious villa. To be precise, this place used to be Suchi's home. As Suchi was about to push the gate open and enter, Wang Han suddenly informed her that he had to take care of something and would come back to pick her up when he was done. Suchi understood his intention and didn't refuse, only saying, "I'll text you." After she was completely out of sight, Wang Han gleefully glanced behind him to see how far the tailing individuals had gotten. He muttered, "Not bad, still following quite closely. I was even worried you guys might get lost." He twisted the throttle again and sped off, intentionally luring them to chase after him. Meanwhile, at the Lin family's villa, Wang Han immediately slammed on the brakes, creating an incredibly cool stop. He casually put his foot down. The moment Wang Han arrived, he inadvertently looked up and instinctively saw a dark figure lurking behind a second-story window. Wang Han was 100% certain that this was indeed an ambush. He thought to himself, "Time for a little warm-up, isn't it? I'll round them all up and deal with them at once." He walked straight into the house, stepping up each stair. Once in the room, Wang Han pulled out a box containing gun parts and meticulously assembled them into a complete firearm. He held the heavy, long gun in his hand, his sharp eyes muttering, "Lin Lao, time to work." "That's quite all right, isn't it?" At this moment, a startled cry came from behind Wang Han. "Oh!" He suspiciously turned his head, only to see Shui Fu appear, completely naked. She was only wrapped in a bath towel, staring at him before screaming in panic. Shui Fu, still wrapped in her towel, cursed loudly, "You rotten delivery guy, what the hell are you doing in my house? This is the Lin family's villa." Suddenly, she noticed a laser beam pointing at her. Wang Han quickly shouted, "Get down!" He quickly pulled Shui Fu down onto the bed as the bullet flew past. She blushed with embarrassment and struggled. "Let go of me, you bastard!" As soon as she calmed down, Shui Fu realized what was happening. Wang Han held the sniper rifle in his hand and said coldly, "Don't make a sound or you'll lose your life." Whoosh, she nervously stepped back slightly. "What is this?" Then he chose a sniping position and muttered, Nine-headed serpent. I wonder if you really have 9 heads. As soon as he finished speaking, Wang Hans pulled the trigger. The sniper on the other side immediately responded with a bullet that shattered the glass. Wang Han once again saved Shui Fu's life. Get down! The two of them immediately fell to the ground. Out of options, Wang Han resorted to a desperate measure. Facing him, there was still someone. He used Shui Fu's dress to lure the sniper into revealing their position. In his mind, he secretly thought, not only had Jutu Shi arrived, but there was also the surveillance vehicle that hadn't been dealt with yet. The dress hit the window and then fell. Apart from these gunmen, today there were indeed quite a few guests. The words had barely left his mouth when Wang Han transformed into Asu, taking aim. The muzzle flashed, and a bullet was fired. It pierced through the glass, hitting the sniper across the way. Thus, Jutu Shi was on the scoreboard. He raised a hand to shield his eyes from the glare, then exclaimed, Jutu Shi, I thought he was a tough nut to crack, but he was dealt with so easily? Although Shui Fu was frightened, a clear look of displeasure was still visible on her face. What's going on here? Tell me clearly, why are you appearing in my house with a gun? Before he could answer, Wang Han sensed something was wrong again. He only saw a bullet glint, tearing through the air. It sent Abbas's assassin straight onto the scoreboard. The remaining assassin immediately retaliated. Several shots were fired in quick succession. Shui Fu recoiled, screaming, Ah, you hooligan! Wang Han picked up the bullet casing still lodged in the wall. He scrutinized it, taking a quick look. This bullet had a 6-pointed star shape, a special bullet used by the assassin organization Abyss. He turned and softly asked Shui Fu, When did you get into trouble with someone from Eastern Europe? She clutched her head, staggering as she replied, I don't know. The situation was unfavorable. Wang Han calculated in his head, I was really careless, only telling him to prepare 2 bullets. What should I do now? Suddenly, Shui Fu seemed to remember something. Could it be them? Previously, an Eastern European boss wanted to buy my company's scientific research technology, but I refused. Before Wang Han could think, another bullet flew towards them. He instinctively pushed Shui Fu's head down. Careful. The two hid behind the sofa. Wang Han picked up some debris from the ground and muttered to himself, It seems I'll have to use my ultimate move. Then he used the Naruto Shunshin to get outside. The debris in his hand, thrown with momentum, flew straight into the bullet hole. He successfully eliminated the enemy leader, and they collapsed on the spot. With the task complete, Wang Han brushed the dust off his clothes, stood up and said, You're safe now. Shui Fu crossed her arms, scrutinizing the man. Delivering food is just your cover, isn't it? Who are you really? He said coldly, feigning mystery. My identity is none of your business. She yelled angrily, You have to tell me or I'll tell Nan Nan. Wang Han raised his index finger, signaling shh. His eyes darted to the door and he whispered, Don't make a sound. There's noise outside. Shui Fu, who was as timid as a mouse, cried out, There are still people? She ran aggrievedly to hug Wang Han. What should we do? He gently advised her, flustered, Don't panic. Let me go out and check. Outside the door, 3 street boys carrying pig-slaughtering knives walked in. One of them spoke up. Big brother, isn't this guy a delivery person? Why is he here? The scarred youth rested the blade on his shoulder and said, Most likely, he's here to steal. From upstairs, Wang Han slowly walked down. He spoke up. Hello, are you here to find me? Scarface pointed the knife at him. Kid, we're Brother Hao's men. Do you know why we're here? Wang Han put his hands on his hips, asking suspiciously, Which Brother Hao? What do you want with me? A subordinate behind him spoke up. Su Chi is Brother Hao's woman, and you motherfucker dared to sleep with Brother Hao's woman. And you still ask us, what's going on? At this point, he's still pretending to be stupid. Guys, break this bastard's legs first. Wang Han said disdainfully, Oh, is that so? So what do you want? Scarface ordered Ironbeard and Baldy, Beat him up. They charged forward with their weapons, shouting, Motherfucker, how dare you mess with my sister-in-law? Wang Han casually gave each of them a kick. In an instant, they were all sprawled miserably on the ground. Scarface looked at the situation with a hint of fear. Oh shit, are the delivery guys' levels so high now? And they even have martial artists? He grabbed his saber and charged without hesitation. Motherfucker, I don't believe it. He's just a delivery guy. How can I not handle him? He swung his saber close to Wang Han, who quickly jumped up to dodge the attack. He swiftly delivered a kick that sent him sprawling backward. Shui Fu came down from upstairs and inadvertently saw the scene, letting out a loud scream. Scarface struggled to his feet. Woman, what are you screaming about? He grabbed Shui Fu's hand tightly. Come here. Let old man give you a hug. He pointed his saber at her neck, threatening, Brat, if you come here again, I'll kill her. Shui Fu panicked and threatened, If you dare touch me, my grandfather won't let you off. Wang Han looked at him with half-closed eyes, indifferently saying, Oh, then go ahead and make your move. He slowly walked closer, making the other man even more panicked as he threatened, Don't you come any closer. If you take another step, I'll really make my move. Do it. Why aren't you making your move? He provoked him. Are you scared? He started to tremble, stammering, Stop, don't come over here. Wang Han suddenly vanished, terrifying him. Very quickly, he was right in front of him. With just this little bit of skill, you think you are worthy of brandishing a blade in front of me? He gritted his teeth, his whole body starting to tremble, thinking to himself, This guy's strength is truly immense. I can't move at all. This is impossible. Wang Han repeated the question, Why aren't you making your move? Scarface couldn't do anything but glare, stammering, You. He used force to shatter the man's blade. Scarface and Shui Fu both stared in astonishment at this scene. He grabbed the man by the neck, contemptuously saying, You rotten fish and stinking shrimp. Do you even deserve for me to make a move? Scarface hastily tried to mediate. Brother, listen to me first. I'm with the Black Dragon Society. He unceremoniously threw him to the ground. Oh, really? So what? Scarface was flung a good distance. He scrambled up and lectured, My friend, you're still young. You absolutely must not get involved in a life of crime. He immediately gave him a kick. The blow made him double over in pain, spewing bile. He clutched his stomach and begged, Don't hit me anymore. Don't hit me anymore. I still have an 80-year-old mother at home. I beg you, don't hit me anymore. I have important information I want to tell you. Wang Han gave him a chance. Oh, I'll give you 3 seconds to say your last words. Hauge has already gone to find Su Chi. If you don't go now, it'll be too late. He was a little stunned to hear that. What? In a fit of anger, he kicked him again. Damn it, why didn't you say something so important sooner? Suddenly, a sound echoed from outside. Is anyone home? We're the police. He quickly ran off. I'm going to find Su Chi. I'm leaving this place to you. Don't say I was here. Shui Fu understood and nodded. You go quickly. I know what to say. Very quickly, 2 police officers ran in. Don't be afraid, girl. He showed his ID card. We are the police. What happened here? Shui Fu quickly gave his statement. I was taking a shower when suddenly 3 men with knives walked in. The scarred man and his group were quickly apprehended. All 3 were handcuffed and taken back to the police station. At this moment, a police officer ran over to report. Captain, we found 2 bodies on the other side. His expression was unusual. He was a little surprised. What? Bodies? Bring them all back. At the Su family residence, Chin Hao burst straight into Su Chi's room, locking the door. She and he had a conflict. Su Chi questioned, Chin Hao, what do you want to do? Chin Hao sneered, Last time I drugged your wine, but you managed to escape. This time I'll use force. Su Chi fearfully backed away, pleading, Please, let me go. Chin Hao continued, his voice full of menace. I've already sent people to catch that delivery guy. Soon I'll finish you off right in front of him. With that, he lunged forward, growling, I'm going to finish you off today. Overwhelmed by Chin Hao's bulky figure, Su Chi struggled in vain. Su Chi weakly cried out, Chin Hao, let go of me. He looked triumphantly at her weak resistance, sneering, Scream, yell. Even if you scream until your throat is raw, no one will come to save you. That rotten delivery guy, his life is surely forfeit now. Today I've got you. Before he could gloat for long, Chin Hao took a solid kick to the face. He was hit and sent sprawling a humiliating distance, much to Su Chi's astonishment. Wang Han shot him a contemptuous look and threatened, "How dare you lay a hand on my woman? Are you tired of living?" Despite being beaten black and blue, Qin Hao still trembled as he stood up and cursed. "Damn it, you dare hit me? You deliverer boy, do you know who my father is?" Wang Han's face hardened, his gaze challenging as he looked down. "I don't care who your father is, but he'll have to pay the price for having a son like you." Qin Hao raised his fists and charged forward, seemingly wanting to fight him directly. "My father is Qin Gang, the richest man in Jiangning City, and if you dare to cross me, you'll be utterly ruined." Before he could do anything, Wang Han's lightning-fast leg kicked him in his fat belly. "How dare a lowlife like you mouth off to me?" Ignoring him as he fell to the ground, he rushed to Su Chi with a worried expression. "Don't be afraid, it's all right now." Embraced by Crown Prince Dao, she immediately became playfully clingy. "Thank goodness you're here," Wang Han reassured her in a cold tone. "As long as I'm here, no one will dare lay a hand on you again." Qin Hao fled out the door to avoid further humiliation, but didn't forget to glare at the delivery person. "Fuck, just you wait." Su Chi cheered up, but then suddenly remembered something important. "Oh, right, what time is it now?" Wang Han looked at her, surprised and confused. "What's wrong?" Although she had almost met a terrible fate, she still remembered her work. "I almost forgot something important. I still need to hurry to the company for my training. Can you come with me?" Because he loved her so much, he didn't refuse. "Of course, I'll go anywhere with you." As soon as they arrived at the company, an employee informed them, "CEO Su, you're here. CEO Liu is waiting for you in the conference room." Su Chi nodded, looking like an exemplary boss. "Good, I'll be right there." She entered the room with an urgent demeanor and a flustered voice. "CEO Liu, I'm truly sorry, I'm late." Liu Yu was so surprised that he jumped up, as if he couldn't believe his eyes. "Oh, why is the young master here?" Wang Han quickly stepped forward, pretending to greet him to set the scene. "Old classmate, what a coincidence. To meet you here of all places." Sukai was stunned, unable to believe her eyes and ears. "Wang Han, you and CEO Liu, you're classmates?" She was delighted, quickly understanding the situation. Liu Yu said, "What a coincidence. Please, have a seat." Liu Yu gave an awkward, forced laugh. It really is quite a coincidence." Liu Yu seriously began the meeting. "Since that's the case, let's get straight to the main point." Su Chi cheerfully agreed, as if eager to resolve things quickly. "All right, Tauo Liu." Just as Liu Yu began to explain, this project, suddenly a group of people led by Old Master Su burst in from outside the door, shouting loudly as if afraid of doing something wrong. Sayo Liu's esteemed presence truly makes our Shenghua even more glorious. How could we possibly miss such an important project? Suchi was so anxious that she sprang up from her seat. "Grandpa, why are you here?" Meanwhile, Liu Yu calmly greeted, "Old Master Su, hello." Noticing the tense atmosphere, Old Master Su immediately clarified to ease the tension. "I heard you were going to discuss the new district project with Shenghua, and I was so happy I rushed over here. I haven't even had time to eat. CEO Liu, please have a seat." As he pompously sat down, he noticed something that displeased him. Su Chi, this is an important event. Why did you bring this kind of person in here?" She raised her voice in annoyance, defending Wang Han. "Grandpa, I negotiated this project. It's my right to bring whoever I want in." Jian Ye was displeased with his daughter's behavior, so he started yelling and cursing. "Impudent! The Su family company? Since when is it your turn to speak? A big project like this, who gave you the right to sit here? Stand up, give your seat to your younger brother, and you go pour water for CEO Liu." Su Luo, looking thin and haggard, approached and introduced himself. "Hello, CEO Liu. My name is Su Luo. Regarding this project, you can just negotiate with me. In this company, Suchi's words don't count." Extremely upset by the injustice, Suchi slammed the table and stood up as if about to cry. "Grandpa, this project was me." Old Master Su cut her off, as if to silence her. "I told you to go pour water for CEO Liu. Didn't you hear me?" Jianjing smirked, watching the spectacle before him. Suchi, from now on, just let Lolo manage the company. Sooner or later, you'll have to get married, and you know that well. Wang Han, who had been silent, couldn't bear it any longer and spoke up, his face darkening. This project was originally assigned to Suchi. By what right do you want to seize it the moment you get here? Still unaware of his place, old Master Su yelled loudly, "Shut up! Who are you to speak here?" Jianjing and Suluo, adding fuel to the fire, spoke with disdain. Our Suchi is so ambitious that she even found a delivery boy as a boyfriend. Second brother, how could you give birth to such a thing? Grandpa, I even heard that my sister is pregnant with that delivery guy's child. Old Master Su, as if his sore spot had been hit, became furious and yelled loudly, "Suchi, right now take this trash out immediately. From now on, our Su family company will enact a rule prohibiting him and dogs from entering." She argued back to defend her stance, despite her trembling state of mind. "Grandpa, no matter what he doesn't steal or rob. The money he earns is clean. You have no right to speak about a person like that." Both displeased with his granddaughter's words, old Master Su scolded her harshly. "Impudent." Wang Han calmly stood up and reminded them in a cold tone, "You scoundrels are truly shameless. I've already said it, only Su Chi can be in charge of this project." He sneered as if watching a clown perform. "You're just a delivery boy. Who do you think you are, daring to throw your weight around here?" He smiled nonchalantly and then ordered, "Old classmate, give me some face. Su Chi is my fiancée. This project can only be entrusted to her." Yo-Yo realized who her real boss was, so she stammered awkwardly, "No problem." Su Lao Ye and Jian Zheng were so surprised they almost fell off their chairs. "What, old classmate?" Realizing the unfavorable situation, Su Luo feigned nobility and argued, "Kyo Liu, Su Chi handles very few tasks in the company. There are many things she doesn't know. This project should be entrusted to me instead." Liu Yu ignored all words, maintaining a confident and firm stance. "Mr. Su, we only want Miss Su Chi to be in charge of this project. If your company doesn't agree, then we'll have to find another company to cooperate with." Su Lao Ye was frightened, so he awkwardly asked, "Why is that?" "Excuse me, where is your boss? May I speak with him?" She held the file tightly, cast a stern look, and refused. "Sorry, that's not possible. I have full authority over this matter. Moreover, to meet my boss, I'm afraid you are not yet qualified." Old Master Su bowed his head in thought but still refused to yield. Jianzhang, being shrewd, readily agreed with a cheerful attitude. "CO Liu, please don't be angry. We can meet your request. This project will be assigned to Su Chi." Old Master Su also reluctantly agreed. "That's right. As long as we can cooperate, having Su Chi handle it is not a problem." Upon hearing this, Liu Yue lowered her voice slightly. "Good, then let's sign the contract today." She proposed frankly, without hesitation. "Then Miss Su Chi and I will discuss the contract details. If the rest of you have nothing else to do, you may leave." Old Master Su was unconvinced inwardly but still hastily retreated. "All right, then we'll head out first." Su Luo, standing behind, was puzzled by their actions. "Dad, how could you?" Zhang angrily cut him off, yelling as if taking out his anger on an innocent party. "Shut your mouth." Wang Han smirked disdainfully at the recent spectacle. "A bunch of clowns, bringing shame upon yourselves." Liu Yue gently handed over the documents. "CEO Su, here is the contract. Please take a look first." Su Chi nodded and reached out to accept it. "All right." In another room, Su Luo angrily ranted, "Dad, how could you agree to let that wicked Su Chi be in charge of the project?" Jianzhang propped his chin, calculating shrewdly. "Luo, don't rush. I have my own way." He turned his head, subtly dismissing irrelevant people. "Well, second uncle, why don't you step aside for a moment?" Jian Ye awkwardly sweated. Luo, I'm on your side. There's something you don't know. Actually, Su Chi is not my biological daughter." Both Su Luo and Jianzhang were stunned, forgetting the current matter. "What? Su Chi isn't your biological daughter, Jian Ye? Did your sister-in-law cheat on you?" He bowed his head, revealing a humiliated, ashamed expression. "No, Hui Min can't have children. Su Chi is our adopted daughter. Now she's with a delivery guy. Isn't this just throwing away the face of our Su family?" The man listened and pondered, casting a very thoughtful gaze. If Su Chi is an adopted daughter, then who are her biological parents? Fearing he wouldn't gain trust, Jian Ye continued to explain himself. I don't know. They probably passed away a long time ago. That year, they only left her a pendant. The man standing next to Sulo frowned and replied, I don't know. She must have died long ago. That year, she only left a necklace for the girl. It wasn't worth much anyway. Su Luo happily chimed in, glad to have an ally. Dad, Uncle Tu isn't an outsider. Tell me what your plan is. Jian Zheng reassured his daughter with a confident tone. The father's eyes narrowed, revealing a sinister expression. Luo Luo, just you wait and see. Let Su Chi take over the project first, and then I'll find a way to snatch the project from her. Su Luo understood the implication and narrowed her eyes in agreement. She felt somewhat relieved. Okay. A long time later, on the first floor of the company, Wang Han, with a cigarette in his mouth, raised his hand to greet the two security guards standing at the door. Gentlemen, have a smoke. The chubby security guard spoke up and asked him, Buddy, you're dressed quite formally, aren't you? As he spoke, he stroked the suit Wang Han was wearing. Are you here for an interview? Wang Han shook his head upon hearing the question. Oh no. The skinny security guard, after hearing his reply, asked curiously, Then what are you here for? Wang Han lit a new cigarette, calmly replying, Me? I'm here to make a delivery. The chubby security guard chuckled and teased, Buddy, then we'll be lifelong enemies. The skinny security guard also spoke up. That's right. Food delivery staff and gate security guards are sworn enemies. Wang Han looked at the two security guards, a faint smile playing on his lips. Can this really make us enemies? Suddenly a voice echoed, What are you two doing? The two security guards flinched upon hearing it. The chubby security guard quickly reminded the skinny security guard, Stand up straight, quickly. The skinny security guard quickly stood ramrod straight, softly introducing, CEO Su is here. He added, CEO Su is the great beauty of our company. Seeing her every day gives me more motivation to work. Seeing how serious the two of them were, Wang Han flicked the cigarette in his hand and said mockingly, Look at those two. She's just a woman. Is there really a need to make such a big deal out of it? The chubby security guard, hearing him say that, immediately retorted, Buddy, stop pretending. You're just a delivery guy. You're nowhere near our level. At this moment, Su Chi walked past. The two security guards quickly greeted in unison. Hello, CEO Su. Su Chi paid them no mind. She simply nodded slightly. You've worked hard. Then she turned to look at Wang Han and said to him, I'm going to get the car. The two security guards standing there immediately misunderstood, thinking Su Chi was talking to them. The chubby security guard said smugly, Did I hear that wrong? CEO Su just spoke to me, and she even said, I've worked hard. The thin security guard gently patted his shoulder. Brother Lu, did you step in dog poop on your way here? Wang Han stood aside, watching the two of them, and could only sigh. Buddy, do you really need to react so strongly? Seeing Wang Han's reaction, the chubby security guard stepped forward, patted his shoulder, and whispered, Buddy, we've been talking for a while now. Let me tell you a few words from the bottom of my heart. Even though you're a delivery guy, you still need to have dreams. Just then, Su Chi drove up. She looked towards Wang Han and spoke. Get in the car. Without hesitation, Wang Han walked over and opened the car door. He didn't forget to say to the two guards, My friends, I'll remember what you said. See you again. Witnessing the scene before them, the two couldn't help but be stunned. This? After that, Wang Han and Su Chi drove away, leaving the two guards bewildered. At that moment, inside the car, Su Chi broke into a very happy smile. Seeing her like that, Wang Han asked curiously, You look so happy. Work seems to be going very smoothly, doesn't it? Su Chi nodded, her face filled with satisfaction as she replied, Luckily, we have Shui Fu. Thanks to her, we found the big boss behind this project. I must personally thank this important figure. Wang Han chuckled and said, Of course. Make sure you thank him properly. Suddenly, Su Chi turned to Wang Han and said, Oh, that's right. I've contacted my friend who works at the Civil Affairs Bureau. Tomorrow morning, we'll go there to get our marriage certificate. Wang Han didn't hesitate and replied immediately, All right. She subtly glanced at him. her gaze scrutinizing. I'm marrying you simply because I don't want our child to be born without a father. After the baby is born, I'll give you 30,000 a month. Wang Han heard her say that A smiled and looked at her. Is this what you call keeping me? Suchi saw Wang Han's attitude and her face became serious. Think whatever you want. Wang Han continued, if you want to keep me, 30,000 yuan is still too little. Suchi heard him say that and immediately pressed hard on the accelerator. Don't get ahead of yourself. How much can a delivery guy earn? 30,000 isn't enough? The car sped down the road. As soon as she finished speaking, the car stopped right in front of Wang Han's apartment gate. He got out of the car, looked straight ahead, and softly sighed. A familiar road, I already know the way home by heart. Suchi heard that and continued. With directions, you can go anywhere you want. A moment later, Suchi and Wang Han entered the apartment together when suddenly the phone rang. Wang Han softly said to Suchi, wait for me a moment, I'll answer the phone. He picked up the phone and spoke to the other end. What's wrong? The other end immediately announced upon hearing that a shipment has been intercepted by the bald boss of the Black Dragon Gang. A black card has been placed in front of your house. Please handle it yourself for me. Wang Han heard that and sternly replied, okay, I'll be done by tomorrow noon. Suddenly, the person on the other end of the line curiously asked Wang Han, heard you're getting married soon? Hearing that, he loudly replied, which bastard leaked this news? The person on the other end of the line was a little startled to hear that. Lin Qingyun told me, you little brat, do you still want to make a decision first and report later? You don't want the daughters of so many wealthy and influential families in the country, but just a small girl from the Su family makes you unable to turn back? Old man, listen to me, I haven't had a chance. Before he could finish his sentence, the person on the other end of the line quickly interrupted. You don't need to explain to me. Your eldest sister will personally come to check on you tomorrow, so be prepared. Wang Han, sweating profusely, quickly tried to clarify. Old man, don't be so unreasonable. If she comes, how can I still live? Hello, hello. Old man, just you wait. One day I'll pull your oxygen tube. Suddenly, Suchi walked over and curiously asked, what's going on? Wang Han glanced at her and replied, it's nothing, let's go home. As soon as they entered the room, Suchi noticed an envelope neatly placed on the table. She walked closer and picked up the envelope. What's this? Wang Han smiled and said to her, it's nothing much, just a card someone gave me. You've been busy all day. Are you hungry yet? I'll go cook. Hearing him say that, Suchi nodded. She gently sat down on the chair and helped Wang Han fold his shirt. She thought to herself, suddenly realizing that having a husband who could cook at home wasn't bad at all. Wang Han had already gone into the kitchen, wearing an apron. As he rolled up his sleeves, he said, just sit there. I'll be done in a bit. Sitting behind him, she quickly replied, okay, you're working hard. Hearing her say that, Wang Han teased, what's so hard about it when it's for my wife and kids? Anyway, I'm just a kept house husband. Hearing that, Suchi just quietly smiled at him. The next day, Wang Han and Suchi went to the civil affairs office together. In their hands were 2 marriage certificates. Wang Han looked at the certificate in his hand and unconsciously smiled. From now on, I'm a married man. I'm seeing that Suchi turned to look at him. You're putting on an act. Do you have any arrangements today? Are you going to deliver food? Seeing her ask that, Wang Han quickly replied, no, I don't have any orders right now. It's not often I get to wear a designer suit, so I have a date to go out with a girl. After hearing Wang Han speak, Suchi was a little annoyed and she frowned. You're a lost cause. Do whatever you want. Wang Han glanced at her and replied, we're all family. Why are you getting so angry? With that said, the 2 of them left the Civil Affairs Bureau. As Wang Han strode away, he said, first, I need to complete the task the old man gave me earlier. A moment later, Wang Han stood before a large company. Standing in front of the building, Wang Han wondered, is this the place? The Black Dragon Society was originally a local gang in Jiangning City, but it has now transformed into the Black Dragon Group. But they only engage in some businesses like reselling used cars, debt collection, and money lending. Today, I want to see what you're made of. With that said, Wang Han walked inside. Inside, standing in front of the building's entrance, A group of people asked, "Hey buddy, what are you doing here?" Wang Han's expression was cold, his eyes filled with murderous intent, and he replied curtly, "Debt collection." The long-haired man approached him after hearing what he said. "Debt collection, excellent. Our company offers this service. Come on, let's go." "Let's go up to the second floor." Wang Han saw that he still didn't understand, so he explained, "Perhaps you've misunderstood. I'm here to find Bald Liu to collect a debt." As soon as Wang Han finished speaking, the two men immediately changed their attitude. "There's no Bald Liu here. Do you even know where this is? It looks like you're tired of living." The long-haired man lunged forward. "Motherfucker!" He threw a kick, intending to attack him, but he leaned back and dodged it. Then, quick as lightning, Wang Han kicked the back of the long-haired man's knee, forcing him to his knees. Not stopping there, Wang Han delivered another kick straight to his chin, sending him sprawling face first. Seeing this, the bald man also rushed forward, but Wang Han merely delivered a light kick that distorted his face. The long-haired man, who had just scrambled to his feet, was met with Wang Han's icy gaze as if he wanted to devour him alive. He growled each word. "Now can you take me to see Bald Liu?" At this very moment, in old Liu's private room, he was still laughing and chatting happily with his secretary, completely oblivious. "Does it taste good?" "Yes, it's very good." "If it's good, drink a bit more. Later, Brother Liu will let you eat." "Brother Liu, you're so naughty." While Lao Lu was still enjoying himself, Wenlong rushed over, panting, and said anxiously, "Big brother." Someone broke in. Seeing Wenlong's state, Lao Lu angrily snapped, "Wenlong, you motherfucker! Don't you know how to knock? Can't you see I'm busy? This is my territory. Who the hell dares to break in here?" "Big brother, he—" Before Wenlong could finish his sentence, a beaten security guard flew straight into the room. The guard fell and lay sprawled on the ground. Lao Lu saw that something was wrong, quickly stood up, drew his gun, and roared, "You motherfucker! Where did this piece of trash come from? Did you eat a tiger's guts and a bear's bile? How dare you break into my territory?" As soon as he finished speaking, a black card appeared from outside the door, flying towards him. The black card stopped and stuck straight into the table, stunning him. "This is—" Lao Lu quickly picked up the card and examined it carefully. Suddenly, his face turned ashen, sweat poured down, and he stammered, unable to speak. The black card of the 10 Elders Society. Wenlong, who was kneeling on the ground, heard him say that, and his face also turned ashen, his body trembling uncontrollably. "What? The 10 Elders Society? A terrorist organization founded by the 10 Grand Elders of the Underworld?" Wang Han appeared right behind him. He indifferently looked down at Wenlong. "Oh, so you actually know about the 10 Elders Society." When old Lao Lu saw Wang Han, he quickly changed his attitude. "Ninth young master, so it is the 9th young master gracing us with your presence." Wang Han calmly spoke. "Not bad. I've been away from the underworld for many years, yet there are still people who remember my title." Old Liu hurriedly ran over and knelt before him. "Ninth young master, do you have any instructions for me?" He gently offered a cigarette to Wang Han and lightly lit it. Wang Han took a puff and then directed his gaze at him. "I heard that in the past 2 days, Boss Liu swallowed a batch of goods." Old Liu broke out in a sweat upon hearing this and quickly explained, "Ninth young master, these are all misunderstandings. This matter is definitely a misunderstanding." He didn't ask much, but indifferently said, "I'm very displeased with you. You dared to swallow goods belonging to the 10 Elders Society." Seeing his attitude, he was also intimidated. "Ninth young master, the goods, I will return them right now." Old Liu said this, but his hands secretly drew a gun from behind. Wang Han had not noticed yet. "Have you heard about this? The black card has appeared." Gods and demons alike were stunned. Lao Liu quickly drew his gun and pointed it straight at Wang Han. "Ninth young master, if you don't give me a way out, you've come alone to my territory, so don't blame me for being ruthless." Wang Han was not to be outdone. His movements were incredibly decisive. He flicked his half-smoked cigarette forcefully at the muzzle of the gun, causing the old man to misfire into the ceiling. Wang Han said decisively, "I don't like people pointing guns at me. Those who point guns at me are all dead." With that said, Wang Han then used that very black card to slash Lao Liu's throat, directly killing him. The secretary standing nearby, witnessing the entire scene, screamed in horror, "Murder!" Wenlong couldn't help but be astonished. "Boss! The boss has been killed." At this moment, the frantic bodyguards rushed over. Upon seeing the scene on the ground, they exclaimed in unison, "Is the boss dead? The boss has been killed." Wang Han's expression remained unchanged, and he turned to pat Wenlong's shoulder. "I'll give you two choices. 1, return the goods, and you become the boss. 2, return the goods to me, and you follow Bald Liao." Wenlong was trembling uncontrollably by then. He clasped his hands together and respectfully replied, "Ninth young master, these goods were taken by Boss Liu. This doesn't concern me. From now on, I swear to follow the ninth young master, like heavenly thunder, striking wherever he commands." The people behind him also responded in unison. "We swear to follow the ninth young master, like heavenly thunder, striking wherever he commands." Wang Han turned around and walked away, gently waving his hand in approval. "Excellent. Someone, take me to get the goods." As soon as Wang Han left, Chen Hao and his henchmen, bandaged all over, arrived. One of the henchmen spoke up and asked him, "Young Master Qin, that Wang Han is likely not someone to be trifled with. We should still think carefully before acting." Chen Hao angrily cut him off. "Think my ass, I'm definitely going to beat him to death today. Today I'm here to meet your Black Dragon Society's boss. As long as Boss Liu kills that delivery guy, I'll pay any amount." At this moment, inside, Wenlong had gathered everyone and instructed them, "I am now the head of the Black Dragon Society. If you stick with me, you will gain wealth and prosperity." Everyone bowed and said in unison, "Understood, Brother Long." Immediately, Chen Hao rushed in, without bothering to look at the person sitting on the chair. He hastily called out, "Boss Liu, I'm here." After saying that, he looked around, unable to hide his suspicion. "Where's Boss Liu?" Chen Hao walked up to Wenlong and shouted loudly, "I'm not looking for you. I'm looking for Boss Liu to discuss a big business deal." Wenlong replied indifferently, "Boss Liu is no longer here. It's just me. I'm in charge of the Black Dragon Society now." Hearing him say that, Chen Hao immediately changed his tone. "In that case, congratulations, Boss Long. I'm here to discuss business with you all. Help me eliminate this person and I'll pay you 50 million. Wenlong let out an "oh" when he heard him say that. 50 million? Who is it? Chen Hao quickly replied, "A delivery guy." Hearing him say that, Wenlong exclaimed with a hint of surprise, "Wow, a delivery guy is worth 50 million? If young Master Qin is joking, then you've come to the wrong place." Chen Hao angrily pointed to his bandaged head. "I'm not joking. That delivery guy beat me to this state and even stole my woman. I want him dead. I want him dead." Wenlong chuckled loudly after hearing that. He had just taken over the Black Dragon Society, and a big business deal was already in his hands. He stood up abruptly and slammed his hand on the table. "Young Master Qin, don't get so agitated. He's just a delivery guy. Give me a photo and I'll send someone to deal with him right away." Chen Hao stammered in response, "I don't have a photo, but I know where he lives. I want to come along. I want to witness his death with my own eyes." Wenlong walked closer and patted his shoulder. "All right, I'll get it in the car. You go call people. Bring young Master Qin along too. I guarantee this will satisfy young Master Qin." The man quickly ordered, "You guys go call people over. We'll go avenge young Master Qin together." The subordinates heard the order and responded in unison, "Understood, Brother Long." At this moment, at the delivery company, Wang Han was changing into his uniform when several colleagues ran over and said, "Brother Han, we haven't seen you in days. Brother Han, you've been taking days off lately. The boss is looking for you." He softly replied, "All right, I know. After I deliver these orders, I'll go find him." Seeing this, the two colleagues left. "See you, Brother Han. Bye-bye, Brother Han." Just as he was about to leave, a black car suddenly drove up and blocked his way. Wang Han angrily snarled, "Damn it, do you even know how to drive?" Immediately, Chen Haoxiong stepped out of the car, holding a stick in his hand. He pointed the stick at Wang Han. "You piece of trash. You didn't expect me to come find you this early, did you?" Wang Han calmly sneered, hands in his pockets, and replied, "It is indeed a bit of a surprise." Chen Hao saw Wang Han's calm demeanor and couldn't help but curse, "You motherfucker. At a time like this, and you're still putting on an act for me? Motherfucker. Today, I'm going to make you kneel and cry." He immediately swung the iron rod to strike, but Wang Han lightly tilted his body and dodged it. After that, Wang Han lightly flicked his finger, sending the cigarette into Chen Hao's mouth. He unexpectedly yelled, "You motherfucker!" Wang Han didn't say much. He immediately gave him a knee to the stomach. "Didn't you want to kneel?" Next, he gave him an elbow to the back. "I told you to kneel down." Chen Hao painfully clutched his stomach and knelt down, then yelled, "Boss Wen, what are you waiting for? Motherfucker, did I spend money just for you to come and watch the show?" Wenlong and his subordinates immediately got out of the car. "Let me see, are delivery guys these days all that skilled?" Chen Hao said, "First, don't kill him. I'll slowly play with him, make him wish he were dead, but unable to die, and wish to live, but unable to." Wenlong then walked over and patted Wang Han's shoulder. "My friend, you—" Suddenly, Wang Han slightly turned his head, which made the guy choke up and break out in a cold sweat. Wang Han spun around and slapped him, making his face contort. "Motherfucker, who's your friend?" Wang Han gently reminded, "When, boss? You've only just become the boss a few minutes ago, and you're already here to show off to me, huh?" Wenlong's face contorted, his whole body trembling. He hurriedly said, "Ninth young master, I didn't know it was you. If I had known it was you, even if I had 10 guts, I wouldn't dare to come." Shen Hao heard Wenlong say that. He pointed at Wang Han and shouted, "What eighth young master? Ninth young master. When boss are you talking about?" Before he could finish his sentence, Wenlong delivered a direct kick, sending Shen Hao flying backward to the ground. Wenlong angrily cursed, "You motherfucker! It was this grandson who wanted to lay hands on you." Shen Hao tried to get up, but was stepped on the chest by Wang Han. Wang Han coldly said, "You Chin, this is the last time. If you want to live, don't provoke me, understood?" Shen Hao grimaced and cried out, "Pain, pain, understood, understood." Wang Han continued, "Oh, right, Suchi is my wife. Stay away from her. This time it's just a scratch. Next time you won't be so lucky. Remember that?" As soon as he finished speaking, he stomped and broke one of Shen Hao's arms, making him scream miserably, "Pain, pain." Wang Han checked his watch on his phone, then hurriedly left. He cursed under his breath, "Damn it, it's late again." After Wang Han left, Shen Hao immediately sat up and questioned, "Boss Wen, what do you mean? You can't even handle a delivery guy?" Hearing him say that, Wenlong advised, "A delivery guy? He's not someone you can afford to provoke." 15 minutes later, Wang Han arrived at an old apartment building. This place is a bit run down, isn't it? He found the room door and politely knocked. "Hello? Your order? 20 yen in total. Would you like to pay with cash or QR code?" The thin man replied, "Cash." Suddenly, a girl ran out of the room screaming for help. "Help me! I'm being raped!" Immediately, another man knocked her unconscious. "Damn it, you want to scream?" Wang Han was suspicious. This is..." The thin man quickly paid and yelled, "None of your business! Get out!" After that, he slammed the door shut. But voices echoed from inside the room. "That delivery guy just saw us. What should we do now? What are you afraid of? Kill him!" Wang Han was speechless after hearing the conversation inside and slapped his forehead. Could it really be a coincidence? How could I possibly encounter something like this? Suddenly, that man, holding a knife, violently burst open the door and rushed out, shouting loudly, "Motherfucker, you actually showed up?" Wang Han's eyes twitched as he frowned seriously at the man. Seeing this, he didn't think much and decisively kicked him aside. Wang Han frowned irritably, rubbing the back of his neck. It really wasn't peaceful at all. He was already delivering food, yet he still had to get physical. Seeing his accomplice knocked unconscious, the other guy immediately got scared. "Motherfucker, he's a martial artist!" He aggressively growled and charged forward. "Who told you to meddle? Go die!" Wang Han gently grabbed the other guy's hand and sarcastically remarked, "With just this little bit of skill, you're still out doing bad things." As soon as he finished speaking, he immediately elbowed him straight in the face. Then he flung him flying straight towards his accomplice. Just then a cry echoed from inside the room. "Help me! Save me!" He quickly kicked the door hard. At this moment, Wang Han was startled to find Wan Ying tied to the bed, desperately pleading, "Help me! Save me!" He quickly untied her and then asked about her condition. "Can you still walk normally?" She replied weakly and tremblingly, "Okay, okay." Wang Han calmly suggested, "I've already called the police. Let me call your family to pick you up." Wan Ying gently agreed, "Okay." Wang Han turned to her and said, "Let me go outside and tie those two guys up so they can't escape." Wang Han tied them up and then angrily rebuked, "You two bastards, you messed with the wrong person today, and now you're getting your comeuppance." After a moment to compose herself, Wan Ying expressed her profound gratitude. "You handled these two by yourself. Thank you for saving me. My name is Xiao Wan Ying." He humbly replied, "It was nothing." Then he politely introduced himself. "My name is Wang Han." Just then the phone suddenly rang. She slowly handed the phone back to Wang Han. "Your phone." Wang Han picked up the phone and politely asked, "Hello, may I ask who's calling?" Immediately a sharp female voice questioned, "Hello, what kid? Have your wings grown? How could you get married without telling the family a word?" Hearing that voice, Wang Han panicked and stammered, "Big sister, tonight I'll come to Jiangning City. I'll visit you and bring my fiancé too." Hearing the other end say that, he immediately rushed to stop her. "Hello, big sister. Hello, hey." Seeing that she had hung up, Wang Han sighed in frustration. These three headong lionesses really hang up the moment they say they will. Just then, Tian Xiong and the police rushed to open the door and called out, "Wan Ying!" Choked with emotion as if a burden had been lifted, she rushed over. "Dad!" He anxiously checked around. "Wan Ying, are you uninjured?" Hearing that, she immediately pointed towards Wang Han. "Dad, I'm fine. It was this big brother who saved me." He didn't reply but calmly recounted the events. "It's these two guys, I probably knocked them out." After hearing this, the police loudly gave orders. "Apprehend these two criminals. First take them to the car." "Understood." Tianxiang then approached Wang Han and spoke sincerely. "Young man, thank you for saving Wan Ying. Did you knock out these two thugs?" Wang Han calmly replied, "I hit them." He looked at him for a long time, then silently assessed him. "I didn't expect this delivery man to be a crouching, tiger-hidden dragon." In the martial arts world, martial arts masters are divided into 4 levels: Grandmaster, Minor Grandmaster, Great Grandmaster, and Transcendent Transformation Realm. This person possesses an extraordinary demeanor. This young man's level is at least that of a junior grandmaster or higher. Tianxiang cautiously introduced, "My name is Xia Tianxiang. You saved my daughter. This great kindness cannot be expressed with mere words of thanks. This is my business card. From now on, if you have any business in Jiangning City, just come find me." Wang Han politely replied, "So you are a senior from the White Tiger Martial Arts School? Then many thanks. If there's an opportunity, I will certainly pay a visit to your esteemed establishment." Immediately after, he turned to leave, waving goodbye. "I have other matters to attend to." Tianxiang, feeling a bit regretful, tried to hold him back. "Wait a moment, young man. Have you considered my martial arts gym? 50,000 a month. It's definitely more than what you earn delivering food." Wang Han was not interested and flatly refused. "No need, thank you." Tianxiang watched his retreating figure, regretting aloud. A hero emerges from the youth. "If only I could recruit this young man, it would be great." Wan Ying was distracted for a moment, then hesitantly called out, "Big brother, your jacket." At this moment, Wang Han numbly walked out step by step, sat in his vehicle, and wearily complained, "Even delivering food causes such big trouble. It's almost time, and I still have to go find Suchi." Without another word, he drove straight out of that apartment building. Meanwhile, at Shenghua Group, inside the room, Jingpeng, with a concerned frown, explained, Nan, I heard from Shui Fu that something happened to you, so I immediately flew back from abroad." He quickly and eagerly vowed, Nan, don't worry. With my help, you will definitely overcome this difficult time." Suchi kept her distance and subtly refused, Lin Jingpeng, thank you for your kind intentions. The company already has a solution, so I don't need your help. But he didn't give up, continuing to express his feelings. Nan Nan, rest assured, from now on I will be by your side. Many foreign women have confessed their feelings to me, but I refuse them all because you are the only one in my heart. At this point, she couldn't tolerate it anymore, so she coldly reminded him, Lin Jingpeng, please stay away from me. Also, please call me Su Chi. He grabbed her arm and stubbornly pleaded, Nan, Nan, be my woman. I am willing to give you everything I have. Su Chi slapped him squarely and then told him the truth. Long Jingping, please have some self-respect. I'm already married, and what's more, I'm pregnant. He was stunned, feeling as if his world had collapsed, and immediately denied it. No way, how could you? You're lying to me, aren't you? Just then, Wang Han walked in and said in a deep voice, It seems I have quite a few rivals, don't I? Jingpeng irritably turned and snapped at him. What's wrong with this employee? Don't you know how to knock before entering? Can't you see I'm talking to your CEO, Su? Su Chi saw him and happily said, Why are you here? He held a lunchbox and gently replied, I came to bring you food. After all, you're pregnant, so you can't let yourself go hungry. Seeing him say that, Su Chi linked arms with him, smiling, and openly told Jingpeng, Allow me to introduce you. This is my husband. Wang Han felt a surge of self-satisfaction. The feeling of someone calling him husband, a warmth spreading through his heart. Jingpeng was stunned upon hearing this. You're Nan Nan's husband. Seeing his reaction, Wang Han firmly ushered him out. The door is over there. My wife and I are about to have lunch, and I don't want anyone disturbing our private time. Jingpeng, flustered, tried to hold on. Nan Nan. You, Su Chi said coldly. The door is over there. Before leaving, he muttered to himself, Let's see, I won't give up so easily. Suddenly, Su Chi turned back and instructed, Tell the receptionist that if they let any more strangers in, they won't need to come to work anymore. A moment later, Wang Han carefully arranged the food on the table, then scoffed at his rival. Your love rival is really pathetic. I haven't even made a move, and he's already run off. Su Chi clarified the relationship between the two of them and asserted that there were no romantic entanglements, stating seriously, There's no love between us, so he's not your love rival. Wang Han pretended to understand Su Chi's situation at that moment. So that's how it is. Su Chi didn't take his eyes off the food on the table. To everyone's surprise, Wang Han suddenly closed the bento box. Su Chi looked at him with confusion. What are you doing? Wang Han gave an unconvincing reason. Since there's no affection between us, I won't let you eat this. Su Chi couldn't resist the allure of the food, and besides, the baby in her belly also needed more nutrients. But my belly is getting bigger and bigger. You have to let me eat my fill. As soon as Su Chi tasted it, she recognized the familiar flavor and couldn't help but admit that his cooking skills were truly not bad at all. She wanted to seize the opportunity for Wang Han to become famous. If he cooked so well, why did he need to deliver food? Or how about I invest in you to open a restaurant? But he considered Su Chi an exception, which was why he personally cooked for her. Do you think just anyone is qualified to eat your cooking? Her mood suddenly changed as if she was sulking. I'm afraid you've done this many times with other women too. Just a second ago, Wang Han was sweet, but a moment later, he completely dismissed her feelings. He said, I only do this for one woman, and that's you. Oh no, there's no love between us at all. I'm doing this only for the baby in your womb. It was only now that Su Chi suddenly realized something was wrong. She asked, That's right, don't you delivery guys wear uniforms? Why aren't you wearing yours? He awkwardly replied, yeah, that's right, my uniform. Wang Han often kindly helped people in need. Just now, while delivering food, he rescued a sexy girl and gave her his uniform to wear. Unexpectedly, this poked at her jealousy, which had just subsided. She yelled, Get out! Go find your sexy girl! Wang Han was kicked out without understanding what was happening. He wondered, why is she angry? Even though he kept knocking on the door to try and reason with her. You can't be angry while pregnant, dear. But Su Chi's anger didn't subside at all. Go deliver to your sexy little sister. Annoyed, she still had to check messages on her phone. Wang Han sent a message to comfort Su Chi. Eat slowly, my love. Daddy will go earn money to buy formula for you. Just tell Daddy what you want to eat tonight. She directly invited Wang Han to her house. Oh, right, I'm going home for dinner tonight. Would you like to come with me? Wang Han thought to himself, I want to be openly by Su Chi's side. Should I go too? Is that okay, and in what capacity? Her blunt answer was enough to shock others. The baby's father. Wang Han read the message and could only playfully scold. Stubborn woman. He knew Su Chi was shy and also sulking. If it's husband, just call me husband. Why bother with the baby's father? Wang Han got onto the large delivery scooter with a dignified demeanor. He immediately sped off. When the crescent moon hung in the sky, the constellations also began to shine. The red car was already parked in front of Su Chi's house. As soon as she stepped inside, she announced, We're home. Hui Min was displeased to see him appear here. Nan, why did you bring this thing home again? Su Chi immediately stepped forward to defend her husband. We're already married. I'm bringing my husband home. Is there a problem with that? Of course, Hui Min couldn't accept having a poor son-in-law. She flared up. What? You got a marriage certificate with a delivery boy? Do you know what you're doing? Su Chi replied decisively. I know very well what I'm doing, Mom. The father timely intervened to stop the endless argument. All right, stop arguing. It's a family meal. Su Luo, who was there, added fuel to the fire. Don't argue so loudly. That's right, Auntie. Who did my sister get a marriage certificate with? He pretended to be friendly with Wang Han. Come on, brother-in-law. Please come in and sit down. The food is all ready. The father had to temporarily back down to avoid escalating the situation. Nan, go change your clothes first. Come down to eat later. Su Chi happily agreed, yes. Hui Min feigned concern for her but was full of schemes inside. She turned to Su Luo. Luo, what are they doing here? Just letting Su Chi marry a piece of trash? Su Luo immediately revealed his true colors. Auntie, what's the rush? I've already called young Master Qin. He's about to arrive. She couldn't help but be overjoyed by this news. Really? That's great then. When he gets here, I'll definitely teach that good-for-nothing a lesson. The father's attitude was completely different from before. Young Master Qin, please come in and sit. Qin Hao arrived at the Su family's house, feeling extremely nervous. Su Luo, why did you urgently call me here? He hoped Qin Hao would stay to watch the show. Don't be so impatient, young Master Qin. There will be a surprise for you shortly. To everyone's surprise, she walked down the stairs with Wang Han. Oh, why did he come? Hui Min glanced at Su Chi, signaling, Nan, why are you just standing there blankly? Don't you see young Master Qin has arrived? She was extremely annoyed to see Qin Hao appear. Isn't this a family dinner, Mom? Why is he here? She deliberately ignored Su Chi's mood. Young Master Qin, don't stand there, please sit. Nan, go sit next to young Master Qin. She directly gave her instructions. Why is there only one chair left? Hui Min cursed loudly, but deliberately didn't name names. Why, Bum? Our Su family's dining table is not a place for just any riffraff to sit. Wang Han placed his hand on the chair Qin Hao was sitting on. He can sit, so why can't I? Su Luo seemed to be deliberately arguing with him. Why don't you go pee and take a look at yourself? Do you think you're strong enough to contend with young Master Qin? Clearly, the father deliberately treated Wang Han as if he were invisible. All right, everyone sit down and eat. If you don't sit at the table, then eat outside. Su Chi didn't want to see him feel wronged. Wang Han, you sit here, I'll stand. The father, of course, disagreed with what Su Chi intended to do, considering it an act of rebellion. You sit down for your father and eat with young Master Qin. As for Qin Hao, he was terrified by the murderous aura emanating from Wang Han's body. Qin Hao immediately stood up and proactively offered him the seat. Brother Wang, please sit here. I'll stand. That statement left the father utterly bewildered. Oh, young Master Qin, you are... As soon as Hui Min opened her mouth, she disparaged his background. Young Master Qin, you don't need to give up your seat for him. A person like him isn't worthy of eating with us. Qin Hao used all his best words to praise him. If Brother Wang isn't worthy of sitting at the Su family's dining table, then I am even less so. Brother Wang, please sit down quickly. Unexpectedly, Wang Han directly asserted his claim. He said to Su Chi, Baby's mother, sit down. You're pregnant. Don't keep standing like that. He continuously picked up food for Su Chi to show his deep affection for his wife. Wang Han also instructed his son, my son, eat plenty of meat to nourish yourself well. The man sitting opposite couldn't hide his stunned expression. What the hell is going on? Just then, Su Luo came over, patted Qin Hao's shoulder, and whispered, Young Master Qin, come on, I have a surprise for you. Wang Han didn't have time to pay attention. He ignored them, only saying, let's just eat our food. Cheers, you can have a little red wine. Qin Hao couldn't stay for another second. He asked, what kind of surprise is it? So mysterious. Then he added, if there's nothing else, I'm leaving. Who would have thought Su Luo had such a sinister plan? Su Luo continued, young Master Qin, you don't need to be afraid of him. I just put sleeping pills in Su Chi's wine. Just one glass and she'll pass out immediately. By then, Qin Hao yelled in anger, is this the surprise you were talking about? Su Luo even smiled smugly and replied, that's right. Qin Hao could no longer suppress his anger. He growled, go to hell. Are you trying to harm me? He quickly turned his head and warned Su Chi, don't drink it. There's a sedative in the wine. She froze on the spot. What? A sedative? Qin Hao, not wanting to get involved in the mess Su Luo had created, revealed the mastermind. It's him. He wanted to drug Su Chi. It has nothing to do with me. Su Chi aggressively stood up from her chair. She directly splashed the wine from her glass into Su Luo's face. Su Luo, you are truly shameless. He stammered, flustered, and unsure how to defend his shameful actions. I... Wang Han glared at Su Luo with daggers in his eyes. This bastard! He immediately landed a punch that knocked Su Luo's face sideways. Wang Han naturally wouldn't allow anyone to bully Su Chi, growling, you dare lay a hand on my wife. I'll make sure you die. She didn't intend to stay there for another second. This place was truly full of filth and grime. Let's go. Bar Huimin went to help him up, not bothering to care about her daughter. Luo Luo, how are you? Are you all right? As soon as they got into the car, Su Chi wondered, aren't you going to explain anything? He pretended not to know what she was talking about. Explain what? Indeed, nothing could escape her notice. Why was Qin Hao suddenly so afraid of him? Wang Han decisively answered with a concrete action. Is this what you're asking about? Some people are just insolent, so I had to slap him once for him to behave. Su Chi knew very well that he wouldn't be accepted by them, yet he was still bragging. You see, with my status and social standing, it would be too difficult for me to integrate into your family. Wang Han surprisingly knew how to comfort others. What is this? My family's rules are much more numerous than yours. The information on his phone caught his attention. We're doomed. We're doomed. It turned out Ru Shuang had sent a message to Wang Han. Ru Shuang, I'm here. You have 10 minutes to show up. He who originally feared neither heaven nor earth was now being bossed around by his sister. She's here. The apartment building at night was completely deserted. It was also the first time Su Chi had seen Wang Han panic. Who came to scare him into such a state? He specifically reminded her to be careful with her words. Wait until my eldest sister arrives. Don't say anything out of line. I'll cover for you. My family has a lot of rules. Su Chi didn't believe that Wang Han's family could be even more troublesome than his own. You're just a small family. What kind of rules could you possibly have? He didn't expect this meeting to scare him so much. You'll know by then. Anyway, don't talk nonsense. The moment Wang Han opened the door, he saw her sitting on the sofa, puffing on a cigarette. He immediately switched to his doting younger brother mode. Sis, you're here. Did you miss me to death? Why didn't you let me pick you up? Ru Shuang didn't say a word, only giving Wang Han a sidelong glance. As soon as she saw him, she ordered, kneel down. Not only did he not retort, but he obediently followed Ru Shuang's command. She then turned her attention to Su Chi. You, come over here too. Wang Han quickly pleaded on her behalf before Ru Shuang could get angry. Big sis, she's pregnant. She can't kneel. She pulled Su Chi's wrist closer to her with a look of suspicion. Pregnant? It turned out Ru Shuang only wanted to take her pulse to confirm. She kicked Wang Han in the chest to vent her anger. You're really something, going abroad for a few years and picking up quite a few bad habits, haven't you? While he hesitated, unsure how to explain, Sis, please listen to me. Rushuang, however, wanted to strike first to make Wang Han repent. First, you'll get a family beating, then we'll talk. Unexpectedly, Su Chi stepped in front of him to protect him. Don't you dare lay a hand on him! She felt Rushuang's actions were too harsh. Although she didn't know what kind of family rule this was, Rushuang basically didn't explain what Wang Han had done wrong before hitting him. Wasn't that too unreasonable? Rushuang uttered a concise yet profound statement. Our Wang family's rules? Very simple. Benevolence, propriety, righteousness, wisdom, trustworthiness, gentleness, kindness, respectfulness, frugality, humility, loyalty, filial piety, integrity, a sense of shame, and courage. Even Su Chi was astonished. So, may I ask, what did he violate? Rushuang not only listed them clearly but also provided specific examples. Firstly, getting married without informing the elders in the family is unfilial. Secondly, getting pregnant before marriage is immoral. Thirdly, finding an unworthy spouse is lacking in ambition. She couldn't believe that she was inferior to Wang Han in any way to be scorned. What? I'm not worthy of him? May I ask, what kind of person would be worthy of your brother? Rushuang named them one by one as if she knew their family backgrounds like the back of her hand. Except for you. My family arranged 4 fiancées for him, but he rejected all of them. The esteemed daughter of the Chu family from the capital's Hanmin, Chu Jikyu, the granddaughter of the old marshal of the military, Ye Tiankyu Ye Huang, the maternal granddaughter of old Granny Gu Miaochang, the next generation Nangong Saintess of Miaojiang. Wang Han only dared to speak in a low voice. Sister, that's enough. Don't provoke her. She's pregnant. Su Chi turned and retorted. All right, stop acting. She changed her attitude abruptly, saying, I guess I've seen through it. You people are too childish. This made Wang Han ask in confusion, What do you mean? Su Chi didn't believe what he had just said. She thought that a delivery person accompanying him would feel very inferior, right? That's why he fabricated this whole story, from the capital's prestigious families, the military's old marshal, to the made-up tale of a Miaojiang saintess. Wang Han was about to explain clearly to Su Chi that he hadn't fabricated anything, but she still believed he always intended to deceive her. She said, You are truly too childish. I don't want my child to be born into circumstances like this. Forget it. She angrily left his house. Let's leave it at that. After the child is born, I'll find you. Wang Han shouted her name loudly. Su Chi. However, Rushuang absolutely would not allow Wang Han to be with someone who wasn't a suitable match, and she didn't let him chase after her, even though Wang Han was extremely furious. Wang Han said, Sister, she is absolutely pregnant with my child. But Rushuang was only concerned with the family's reputation, so she didn't have time to listen to Wang Han's complaints. She comes from a humble background, so her vision is still limited. It would be good to let her calm down for a few days. Besides, I came to Jiangning City because of the old man's mission. Wang Han questioned, A mission? What mission now? Wang Han noticed the item in Rushuang's hand. Rushuang explained, This is, as far as I know, a token. That year, the valley master of Kaofeng Valley lost his child in Jiangning City. The child wore this bead. Yours has a dragon design, and hers has a phoenix design. Go find her. You two are betrothed. Wang Han felt helpless, but could do nothing more. He said, What does this mean? An arranged marriage? But I'm already married. Rushuang's expression showed her displeasure. The old man had told him to find that person first. How dare he not listen to the old man's words? Naturally, he didn't dare to argue. No, I wouldn't dare. I'll just find this person. Sifu allowed him to stay at Long Lone Villa to rest. Nan, feel free to stay here for as long as you like. Su Chi is very happy to have your company. Thank you. Suki felt she had been tricked. She said, I really didn't expect Wang Han to be this kind of person. Shui Fu, as expected of someone with experience and a thoughtful mind, immediately asked, But Nan, have you ever considered that Wang Han might not have been putting on an act in front of you? Su Chi had many reasons not to trust Wang Han. She exclaimed, No way! a prestigious family from the capital, a Miaojiang Saintess, falling for a delivery person? And where would she find an older sister to play along? Suchi always carefully considered everything before making a judgment. If all of this were true, then Wang Han's identity would indeed be far from simple. Shuifu replied, "You can't judge a book by its cover. Haven't you heard the saying, all delivery people are big shots?" Suchi was displeased that Shuifu was taking Wang Han's side. "Why are you suddenly speaking well of Wang Han?" She also realized she had spoken out of turn. "Is something going on?" "Nothing gets past you. Tell me, are you hiding something from me?" Suchi pressed. Shuifu, flustered, wanted to pull her hand away. "I'm not. What would I be hiding from you?" To avoid being questioned further by Suchi, she immediately switched to teasing Suchi. "Little darling, how dare you suspect me?" Suchi wanted to hear what Shuifu had to say. "Oh, right. I asked you to set up a meeting with that grand elder." "How did it go?" Nan Nan asked. Shuifu, confident in her abilities, replied, "My grandmother has been keeping a very close eye on my phone these past few days. But don't worry, I will definitely find that grand elder's contact information for you." A knock on the door caught Shuifu's attention. "Who is it?" She was annoyed to see Lin Jingpeng. "Lin Jingpeng, what are you doing here?" Jingpeng smiled, having become unexpectedly kind. "Shuifu, the grand elder you mentioned to Nan Nan, I know him. If Nan Nan wants to meet him, then I can help with the introduction." Shuifu naturally still had many concerns. "Do you really know the grand elder who invested 1 billion in the new hangmuk?" Suchi was very excited to hear that. "Really?" Jingpeng got another chance to show off. "Of course, my grandfather already took me to meet him. If Nan Nan wants to meet him, I can take Nan Nan there." The next day, Wang Han didn't expect that girl to be so angry. This girl was truly stubborn. She wouldn't answer the phone, nor would she listen to any explanation. When he wasn't paying attention, his phone rang, indicating a new message. Wang Han hadn't had time to be happy for long before his hopes were dashed. "Did someone send me a message? It's not Suchi." Wanying sent a chat message. "Hello, big brother Wang Han. I am Xiao Wanying, the person you saved. I've washed your shirt. Where are you? I'll bring the clothes to you." He flatly refused to take it back. "No need, just throw that shirt away." Wang Han held the pearl in his hand, wondering where to find the person now. He quickly answered the phone. "Hello, Xiaohua, what's wrong now?" Xiaohua reported shocking news. "Boss, Taito is dead." Wang Han couldn't believe his ears. "Taito is dead? How did he die?" Xiaohua confirmed the cause of death. She saved some people who fell into the water, then became exhausted and drowned. This news left him stunned. "What?" She sat in a daze for a long time. "He doesn't even need the shirt anymore?" Wang Ying suddenly realized she no longer had a chance to meet Wang Han again. "Does that mean I won't be able to meet him?" Tianxiong noticed his daughter's gloomy mood. "Wang Ying, what's wrong? Your face looks unhappy." She was startled, afraid he would discover what had just happened. "It's nothing, Dad. Why didn't you knock?" Tianxiong always cared about Wang Ying. "I did knock. You just didn't hear it. Do you have something on your mind?" He hoped she would attend the party. "Oh, right, Wang Ying, tomorrow is young Master Chu family's birthday. Please go on my behalf." Wang Ying seemed quite surprised. "Birthday? How could he be celebrating his birthday already?" Tianxiong gently explained, "A few days ago, he fell into the water and was saved by someone. To celebrate his new life, he held a birthday party." Wang Ying could not accept attending a party for such an ungrateful person. "I'm not going." He was saved, but his rescuer died and he didn't even say thank you. He even called the person vulgar. This kind of person is truly disgusting. He didn't want to offend powerful forces. Chu family was, after all, a Haomon in Jiangning City. Consider it helping your father with something. You just need to show up for a bit and then leave. She had long guessed his intention. "You're tricking me." Tianxiong could only coax her. "My good daughter." "Oh, right. Have you contacted the delivery person yet?" Wang Ying stared at her phone screen again. "I've contacted him, but he said he doesn't need that shirt. He thought she shouldn't be too stubborn." "All right, it seems perhaps it wasn't meant to be. Fei Yu actually bullied a reporter right in the middle of a crowd. Damn you, I can live. It's all thanks to my great connections." What nonsense are you spouting? None of the guests at the party dared to speak up to defend her. Wang Ying witnessed him openly bullying her girlfriend. This was Zhou Feiyu, utterly disgusting. He even dared to hit a reporter. Her bodyguard was worried about her safety. Miss, don't reveal yourself yet. Lao Ye has instructed us that we are only here to show our faces. Feiyu continuously used force against the reporter without any restraint. What the hell are you saying? He raised his leg, intending to continue hitting the reporter to vent his anger. You dare to provoke me. Let's see if I'll beat you to death. But Feiyu suddenly realized something was near his head. He was immediately kicked to the ground by a tall man. Feiyu flew into the corner of the wall, to the astonishment of the guests. It turned out the kick just now came from Wang Han. Who do you want to beat to death? Wang Ying didn't expect to run into him here. It's Wang, boss. It really is him. I thought I saw wrong just now. Feiyu, of course, couldn't endure the pain alone. He roared, beat them to death for me. The bodyguards immediately shielded him. Go, you dare to cause trouble in Chu family's territory. Ela kicked straight into the stomach of a guy who was about to hit Wang Han. Motherfucker. His kick sent the bodyguard sprawling on the ground. Bon Mat was no less skilled than his comrades, using his knee to jab his opponent's stomach. Toksan delivered a kick that grazed another guy's face. Tenmu, meanwhile, punched the bodyguard's glasses off. Wang Han's group quickly took down all of Feiyu's men. Feiyu began to panic. You guys, what kind of people are you? Wang Han gave the reason for their presence at Feiyu's birthday party. My brother Tiatu saved your life that day, but lost his own. My brother never expected anything in return for saving someone. Wang Han casually sat down, smoking a cigarette, then expressed his opinion. But you actually called him a nuisance, which made me very unhappy. Feiyu not only didn't acknowledge his mistake, but also intended to call people to deal with Wang Han. I have power and authority. My life is much more valuable than his. Is there a problem? Guards! The bodyguards in the room quickly opened the door and appeared. Wang Han had only one small request to comfort the soul of his fallen comrade. Human lives are not inherently divided by status or wealth. You will go to my brother's grave, kowtow 3 times, and publicly apologize to the media. So this matter ends here. I'm giving you one chance. He was about to lecture Wang Han. What are you pretending for? Beat those guys to death for me. He picked up a chair with one hand. Damn you, I don't need your chance. Wang Han smashed Feiyu directly in the face without any fear, sending him flying towards the cake. Of course, Feiyu couldn't endure such humiliation and roared, damn you all! He didn't want to waste any more time with Feiyu. I gave you a chance, but you didn't take it. Now you have no more chances. Wang Han was seen directly attacking him. A shout came from outside the door. Where did these riffraff come from to cause trouble? Xinghuai walked in with a stern face. Meanwhile, Feiyu desperately pleaded, Dad, save me quickly. He wanted to vent his anger for Feiyu. Lao Song beat them to death. Lao Song didn't hesitate, immediately flexing his muscles and replying, understood. Uncle Wu, knowing Lao Song's extraordinary identity, was alarmed. This person is a minor grandmaster expert. Dai Tu, your friend is in danger. Wang Ying couldn't help but worry. Huh? Vung Dai Ka saved me. Uncle Wu, please help him. Lao Song shot like an arrow towards Wang Han. Arrogant Jr. A large hand blocked Lao Song's attack. He probably didn't expect to have such a day. Yi Lei suddenly wanted to challenge Lao Song, saying, well, let me play with you first. He placed a diaper on Lao Song's head and spun him around. With the move Immortal's Denial, Lao Song was flattened on the ground. Xinghuai was stunned to see Lao Song defeated so miserably. Lao Song, what happened? Lao Song tried to get up, performing Vajra Palm. He seemed to suddenly remember something, exclaiming, what? Xinghuai quickly came to salute him. It turned out they were friends from Gujia Port City. It's rude not to welcome you from afar. Let's negotiate today's matter. Wang Han had already given Feiyu a chance, but Feiyu stubbornly refused to listen. My request was just stated. Your son won't be accepted. Xinghuai, however, intended to resolve the matter with money. How about this? I've already asked. Your deceased brother was a car mechanic. How about this? I'll give you 1 million and we'll consider this matter closed. He rudely kicked Xinghai away. Damn you, 1 million, my brother's life can't be bought with money. Wang Han didn't expect him to dare challenge his patience. How much money does your Chu family have? And you dare to boast in front of me? Xinghai still hadn't realized the seriousness of the matter. How much money does the Chu family have? Didn't you bother to inquire? We could easily buy a few lives of those mechanics. How much money is that worth anyway? He didn't want to talk much with Xinghai. I'll make you bankrupt right now. Do you believe me? But he still scoffed. He said he'd make our Chu family bankrupt. Wang Han then ordered, Xiaohua, make the call. The ten-bone mat nodded in agreement. Yes. He watched Xinghuai's reaction. All of the Chu family's business dealings in Jiangning City were immediately canceled. Then he let out an awkward laugh, as if trying to salvage some of his dignity, and said, You little friends, are you putting on a play for me? Just a moment later, someone rushed over shouting, Chu CEO, this is bad. Xinghai saw his subordinate panicking like that and grumbled with some annoyance, What's there to panic about? He only saw that person quickly approach him, lean in, and report. Chu CEO, all of our partners have terminated their cooperation. All of our companies and factories have been ordered to suspend operations for rectification. I heard it was the work of Southern China Lei Corporation. As soon as he finished speaking, Xinghai was stunned and blurted out in confusion. What? Southern China Lei Corporation? The corporation that is as rich as an entire nation? As if to explain his question, and also to introduce himself, the four-eyed man immediately pushed up his glasses, his face beaming. That's right, I am Lei Xiaohua. Xinghai immediately changed his previous attitude, replacing it with a fawning, subservient demeanor. So it's young Master Lei, I truly apologize. Then he yelled at Fei Yu, saying, Brat, hurry up and admit your mistake. Seeing this, he decisively knelt down and hurriedly pleaded, Big brothers, this is all a misunderstanding, all a misunderstanding. But Wang Han was very displeased with his actions and words. He immediately kicked him down with one foot and said coldly, Misunderstanding? What misunderstanding could there be? Fei Yu's face turned pale, not daring to resist Wang Han's humiliation, and could only scream in panic. Dad, save me! Quickly find my second uncle. He definitely has a way to save me. Xinghai was also very bewildered by Wang Han's actions. His voice became softer. Gentlemen, regarding this matter, we were wrong. Can everyone take a step back? My second uncle holds a high position in the military. If things fall apart, it won't benefit anyone. Wang Han heard his words, curled his lip into a sneer, glanced behind him and said, So you also have connections in the military. Tenmu, make the call. Tenmu heard the order and immediately replied, Understood. A second later, he raised his phone, looking relaxed, his voice light yet carrying an undeniable aura. Hello, investigate a person, Chu family, Jiangning City. Meanwhile, the people standing behind him, despite holding weapons, didn't dare to move, only standing there in a daze. Not long after, just a few minutes later, they turned and left, with Fei Yu being carried away by Yilei. Wang Han still said indifferently, I'm taking this person now. As for who you want to find, feel free to search. Xinghai immediately became flustered, but didn't dare to follow, only standing behind and shouting, Everyone, have you thought about the consequences of doing this? Fei Yu saw that he was about to be taken away and turned back, frantically saying to Xinghai, Dad, save me. Please call second uncle quickly. He also urgently picked up his phone and replied, Okay. However, he displayed a strange smile as he looked at the phone screen in front of him. Oh, my second uncle has called. He was full of smugness, his mouth stretching even wider as he spoke into the phone. Second brother, I was just looking for you. Before he could finish, an irritated torrent of curses erupted from the other end. Are you looking for death, you motherfucker? What did I tell you? Tell that brat Fei Yu to behave himself. Motherfucker, stop causing trouble everywhere. Now you motherfuckers have provoked an important Dainyan Vat in the imperial capital military. Every single word from the other side continued to ring out furiously. Now I have been demoted and am under investigation. Damn it, this made Xing Huai's eyes widen in shock. Unable to believe his ears, he exclaimed loudly, "What?" The scene shifted to the cemetery. In front of them was Tai To's grave. All 5 people stood surrounding Fei Yu, who was frozen in shock before the tombstone. One of them, with sharp eyes, ordered Fei Hong, "Kneel!" Wang Han didn't bother to utter a single word, simply kicking Fei Yu's head swiftly. Fei Yu was standing in front of Wang Han, so this action made him unable to resist, and he fell to his knees yelling, "What do you want to do? I'm warning you, murder is illegal." Hearing this, Wang Han pressed harder with his foot, pushing his head down lower. His voice rang out, full of ice and hatred. "Kowtow and apologize to my brother." The next second, Fei Yu's head touched the ground. Wang Han's foot remained there, not moving, keeping Fei Yu's face pressed tightly to the ground, unable to lift it. Later, as all 5 of them seriously lit incense with both hands, Wang Han, standing in the middle, spoke first. "Tai Tu, we've brought this kid to atone for his sin to you." Bon Mat also spoke immediately after. "Tai Tu, if you lack anything down there, remember to let your brothers know in dreams." At this moment, Fei Yu was still maintaining the posture of kneeling and kowtowing before the tombstone. Their voices gradually grew softer and more distant. "Brother, rest in peace." At the same time, also in this Nia Trang, just a few meters away from them, Toki stood before another tombstone, holding a bouquet of flowers. "Grandma, Nan Nan is here to visit you." She squatted down, giving a gentle smile, but no joy could be seen in her eyes. She continued, "Grandma, I'm married and pregnant. The baby's father is a food delivery driver. My family doesn't approve, but I want to have the baby." Suddenly, it started to rain. Toki remained seated, her hand twisting open the cap of something. Then she spoke again. "Grandma, I hope my child's father isn't a hypocrite. Do you know? He specifically hired someone to pretending to be a rich young master." "Grandma, you're right. All men are the same." After opening the bottle, Suchi gently put it down, her voice carrying a hint of indifference. "Never mind, Grandma. Let's talk about something happier. I met a Nha Hao Tum who helped me secure the project and get through the difficult phase. In front of the tombstone, there was a plate of cakes, a plate of eggs, and a jar of pickled peaches." Suchi softly said again, "Grandma, these are all your favorite foods. I bought them for you." She stood up, her face still holding the same expression as before. "It's raining. I have to go now. When I'm freer, I'll visit you again." Walking to the gate of the Nia Trang, a person standing with an umbrella next to a car loudly said to Suchi, "Dai Tu of mine, get in the car quickly. It's raining heavily." She hurried over and replied, "Coming." After getting into the car, Shuifu irritably opened her mouth to complain. "Why is it raining so suddenly like this? We need to go back quickly. Lin Jingpeng, drive quickly." Jingpeng, after hearing Shuifu's long tirade, couldn't help but feel annoyed. "Be a little more polite with me. I'm your older brother." Just as they were about to drive away, another car appeared in front of their car. Inside the car, a piercing sound rang out from an unknown person. "What is that?" Jingbing frowned in annoyance and cursed, "Damn it, where did some suicidal guy come from who dares to block my car?" Shuifu was quite surprised and blurted out, "Oh, a luxury car." Suchi, however, said nothing, just watched the car. Immediately after that, a few people holding umbrellas got out of the car. They all wore black with serious cold expressions. They approached Wang Han's group and said somewhat eagerly, "Young master." Then each person held an umbrella to shield Wang Han. Wang Han led the way, along with Bon Mat and Ten Mu, and said coldly, "Xiao Hua, Tito's wife passed away early, leaving behind only a daughter. We need to make some arrangements." Bon Mat quickly accepted the order. "Understood, boss." Inside the car, the other 3 people were still intently watching the group outside. Jingbing glanced indifferently and wondered, is this some group of gangster bosses who came to Tao Mo? Shuifu became quite astonished, looking and speaking at the same time. Nan, look quickly." "Is that Wang Han?" Suchi slowly replied, her face showing a mix of worry and confusion. "It seems so. What is he doing here?" Outside, a man was respectfully opening the car door for Wang Han. Seeing this scene, Shuifu became even more bewildered. Nan, look, who is that person opening the door for Wang Han? Suchi lowered her eyes, opening her mouth in a daze. Who? I don't know. In front, Jingbing immediately panicked and directly shouted, It seems so. What is he doing here? After that, two cars from Wang Han's entourage departed. Inside the car, his deep voice rang out like a command. Let's go. First to Tai Tu's house. Suchi frantically turned to look at Shui Fu, her voice slightly trembling. We must have seen wrong. Why would the Crown Prince Lei clan open the car door for Wang Han? Shui Fu offered her a suggestion. Nan, why don't you call Wang Han? Suchi closed her eyes, annoyed as she responded to Shui Fu's suggestion. I won't bother calling. It's basically impossible. Jingbing, sitting in the driver's seat, spoke up. With such heavy rain, we must have seen wrong. Let's just go home first. Shui Fu immediately retorted in a loud voice. And you say it's a misunderstanding? Oh, that's right. The arrangement for Nan to meet the Grand Elder. How have you arranged it? Hearing this, he immediately broke into a smug smile, giving an okay sign with his hand. Don't worry, it's all arranged. The car sped along the deserted, rainy road. Shui Fu continued, The day after tomorrow, I'll take Nan to meet the Grand Elder. Jingpeng replied, Okay. The scene shifted to a sunny place, where tall buildings stood close together. An old man was dozing on the sidewalk. Tenbon Mat opened the car door for Wang Han to step out. He said confidently, Boss, this must be the place. Wang Han walked over to the sleeping old man and politely spoke in a soft voice. Sir, is Tai Tu's house here? The old man looked up at him, full of confusion, and asked back, Which Tai Tu? What Tai Tu? Wang Han still gently explained, It's Chen Chang. Hearing this, the old man understood who he was asking about and pointed the way. Oh, it's Chiang Zi on the third floor up there, room 326. Are you here to divide the family property or to visit his daughter? Wang Han clenched his fist and replied, Thank you, sir. We are his friends. The bald old man, letting the five of them enter the building to find Tai To's residence, couldn't help but sigh regretfully to himself. Changzi was such a good person, yet he didn't live long, and even after death, his property was still seized by relatives. His house has been taken by his cousin and his wife. Wang Han led the five people upstairs, suddenly saw a child sitting there, and asked doubtfully, Why is there a child sitting here? Immediately after, a curse full of indignation came from the mouth of the four-eyed man. Damn it, someone actually dared to seize Tai To's property. Wang Han looked down at the little girl sitting on the ground and asked, Little girl, is this Chen Chang's house? The little girl held a bowl with both hands. Her clothes were dirty, as if they hadn't been changed for a very long time, and there were a few scratches on her face. Her weak voice slowly spoke. My dad isn't home. He's gone to a very far place. As soon as she finished speaking, Yi Lei and the four-eyed man's faces both turned unpleasantly surprised. The four-eyed man couldn't help but raise his voice. What? Chen Chang is your dad? Wang Han, however, showed no surprise. He just walked over, gently patted the little girl's head, and asked, Then why aren't you inside the house? The little girl looked up at him, mumbled a bit, and then answered in a small voice. Uncle and Aunt won't let me stay in the house. The little girl remained seated, pointing to the cardboard box beside her, her eyes welling up with tears as she continued. Auntie said, This is your home now. Bon Mot at this moment shifted from surprise to fury, clenching his fists and yelling, What? Damn it, how shameless to make such a small child live in a dog kennel. Wang Han could no longer remain calm either. His eyebrows furrowed tightly, his eyes wide open. Immediately after, Bon Mot furiously swung his leg up, kicking the door several very hard times with a thud. With that force, perhaps just a few more kicks would have brought the door crashing down. But he didn't kick the door down. He just kicked it open. Inside were the Di-Gay and Chen Chang, happily enjoying 3 large plates of shrimp and crab on the table. When they saw Bon Mot, with a grim expression, kick the door open and barge in, they were equally annoyed, frowning and glaring at him. Chen Chang turned completely around, cursing loudly, his hand clenched and raised as if to punch someone. Who the hell are you guys? How dare you kick down my door? Along with that was the D-gaze disdainful look directed at him. Immediately, Wang Han entered the house, standing in front of the two, his voice filled with cold killing intent. Your house. Since when has this place been your home? Behind Wang Han were four familiar people, and the frail little girl from earlier was timidly afraid. Chen Gang saw Wang Han's oppressive aura and involuntarily couldn't utter a word, only panicked, mouth agape, looking up at Wang Han. But then, as if some kind of power it made him, despite being somewhat afraid, still stand up, pointing directly at Wang Han's face. This place is my home now. If you don't get out, I'll call the police. At Chen Gang's action, Wang Han still didn't show any expression, just stood there ramrod straight, his voice becoming even colder. Stealing my brother's property and abusing his daughter, are you still human? Without letting Chen Gang open his mouth to say more, Wang Han directly swung his leg up, his hand holding him, his knee powerfully striking his stomach, along with a cold curse. Beast! Chen Gang couldn't withstand Wang Han's kick and was sent flying backward, overturning the dining table. The stepmother saw this terrifying scene and immediately jumped up, shouting in panic, Help! An intruder is assaulting us! Then Wang Han took the little girl's hand and walked, then coldly ordered, Yi Lei, let them know what kind of place this is. Hearing Wang Han's words, both the stepmother and Chen Gang looked at Wang Han in terror. Yi Lei chuckled in response to him. Okay. He and Toksan excitedly watched Chen Chang rolling on the ground like prey caught in a trap. Without another unnecessary word, and without letting Chen Chang say anything, Yi Lei immediately threw a powerful punch at Chen Chang's round, fat face, making him cry out in pain. Help! Chen Chang's desperate screams still echoed from inside the house to the outside. Stop hitting. We know we were wrong. Wang Han gently patted the little girl's head and asked with a smile, What's your name? The little girl looked up at him and softly replied, Guo Guo. Bon Mat, standing beside them, couldn't help but speak up. Boss, this little girl is too pitiful. Here, sooner or later, she'll be abused to death. As soon as these words were spoken, Wang Han's smiling face immediately hardened. A second later, he regained his gentle demeanor, and his voice became warmer as he made a suggestion to the little girl. Guo Guo, do you want to come live with us, uncles? Guo Guo was a little surprised and thoughtful upon hearing this. Seeing Guo Guo's hesitation, Wang Han directly turned his head and gestured to Bon Mat. Xiaohua, or rather Guo Guo, you take care of her. Bon Mat was stunned, his eyes wide as he looked at Wang Han, his voice much louder. Boss, don't joke around. You tell me to cuddle someone, I can do it, but tell me to take care of a child? How can I do that? Boss, this child is so close to you, it's better if you take care of her. Wang Han clicked his tongue awkwardly again, secretly looking down at Guo Guo, who was innocently wide-eyed and clutching his shirt hem. Immediately after, Bon Mat came up with a brilliant idea, smiling as he said, Boss, you just got married anyway. Sooner or later, you'll have to take care of kids. Let's just decide that. Then he turned to Guo Guo. Guo Guo, quickly call him Nanny. Guo Guo didn't hesitate, hugging Wang Han and joyfully exclaiming, Nanny! Wang Han didn't dislike the little girl either, smiling even brighter than before and gently stroking her head. But despite his happiness, he still clicked his tongue, scolding Bon Mat. You little rascal. You know how to arrange things, don't you? I just got married a few days ago and now I'm a father. The next day, the sun shone brightly. Inside Wang Han's house, he was wearing an apron, carrying a steaming hot basket of steamed buns in both hands, smoke rising from them. He said affectionately, Guo Guo, eat a lot. After eating, Dad took his child to school. Guo Guo was also very happy, her eyes crinkling into slits as she sat obediently at the dining table, already dressed in a neat outfit. The two of them, each with their own demeanor, sat and ate together. Guo Guo happily ate, while Wang Han, sitting opposite her, was not so happy as he looked at his phone screen. On the phone was a message exchange between Wang Han and Su Qi. He sent her a photo of the food on the table along with the message, Child's mother, come home and eat. Su Qi coldly replied, No, I won't eat. He wasn't annoyed by this. Instead, he was very doting. Then I'll bring you a portion. However, she still bluntly replied, No need. Don't look for me before the child is born. I'm very busy. Just leave it at that. Wang Han stared at his phone screen, reading the messages, and couldn't help but mumble, so hot-tempered. She won't even eat. Guogo, unaware of the situation, brightly exclaimed, "Foster, Dad, I'm done eating." He wasn't annoyed at all. He took his eyes off the phone, smiled brightly, and replied to the little girl, "Okay, wait for Dad to change clothes, then I'll take you to school." A little while later at school, many parents were holding hands and leading their children inside. Wang Han was no exception. He held Guoguo's hand and gave her a long string of instructions. "This is the school Uncle Lei arranged for you. He said this is the best aristocratic school in the district. You must study hard, Guoguo." The little girl obediently replied, "I understand." He led Guoguo into a room. Inside, a man was sitting, and a woman, probably the man's assistant, was standing guard. The man spoke first. "Hello, Wang Tianxin. Welcome for choosing our school." He smiled brightly and introduced himself and the person standing next to him. "My Ho Duan, I am the principal here, and this is Kohei." Wang Han was a little surprised to see the woman, exclaiming, "It's you!" Wang Ying's eyes lit up, and she skillfully turned her smile into a flower. "Wang boss, it really is you." Wang Han still smiled and replied, "So you're a teacher." Wang Ying looked at Guo Guo with some surprise and asked, "Is this your daughter?" He immediately placed his hand on the little girl's head, gently stroking it, his eyes and voice becoming softer. "She is my daughter." Suddenly, Wang Ying felt a pang of disappointment. Wang boss already has a daughter. Her eyes were filled with sadness, and her hand unconsciously rested on her chest as if regretting something. The principal, however, was not like that and spoke cheerfully. "If Wang Tianxing and Kohei know each other, then please ask Kohei to take his daughter to class." Wang Ying softly replied, "Yes." Leaving the principal's office, Wang Han politely entrusted Guoguo. "Kohei, I'm entrusting Guoguo to you. I have to go to work now." Wang Ying smiled faintly, accepting the task. "All right, Wang boss, just leave Guoguo to me, rest assured." After speaking, Wang Han walked away. "All right, I'll be going now." Wang Ying happily reminded Guoguo, "Guoguo, say goodbye to Daddy." The little girl was very well behaved, her eyes crinkling into slits as she waved her hands and cheered, "Foster father, see you again." This time he turned his head completely, smiling at the little girl. "See you later, Guoguo. Daddy will pick you up after school." Wang Ying was somewhat doubtful and softly asked, "Guoguo, isn't he your biological father?" Upon hearing this, Guoguo brightly replied to her, "He's Guoguo's foster father. Guoguo's biological father has gone to heaven and won't be coming back." For some reason, Guoguo's answer made Wang Ying's eyes sparkle. "Oh, so that's how it is. Be a good Guoguo. Teacher will take you to class." At this moment, Wang Han was outside, sitting in his car, thoughtfully lighting a cigarette. Busy all morning, it seems that being a father is not easy. With a cigarette in his mouth and a phone pressed to his ear, Wang Han spoke. "Hello, hi." On the other end of the line, a girl with a hot figure holding a cigarette between her fingers asked, "You bastard, do you miss me?" Hearing this, his face was somewhat stunned. Then he clicked his tongue. "Grand Princess, how did you get my phone number?" The woman pondered for a moment, then continued, "You bastard, it's been a long time since we met, and you're still so stubborn. It seems I'll have to soften you up a bit. Get showered and wait for me. Tomorrow I'll come to Jiangning City to find you." Wang Han almost immediately replied, "I'm already married. If you come, my wife will be very upset." The woman took the cigarette from her mouth, exhaled a puff of smoke, and her voice was somewhat indifferent. "Ah, her name is Su Chi, right?" Hearing that, Wang Han immediately got angry, shouting loudly into the phone, "Fuck! You actually investigated me." The very next second, the defiant reply rang out. "How dare she steal my man? Tomorrow I'm going to meet her." He quickly said, "Don't. Hello, hello." But all that answered him was the dial tone of the phone and silence. Wang Han looked at his phone screen with a bit of worry, then mumbled to himself, "Komomo, it's already hung up." The next morning, standing in front of the school gate, Wang Han smiled gently, waved to Guo Guo, and instructed, "Guo Guo, study hard. Dad will pick you up after school." Guo Guo was still very obedient, waving and smiling brightly as she replied, "You know, Dad, see you later." Wang Han replied, "See you later." Standing next to his car, he didn't rush to get in but seriously picked up his phone. He should remind her a little first. After all, she was pregnant. On the phone screen was a message exchange between Wang Han and his wife, Su Qi. He messaged first to remind her, "If a woman with a ponytail approaches, just ignore her." Su Qi's cold attitude hadn't diminished at all. "Are you inviting someone to put on a show again?" He replied to her message with doubt. "Do you think that was a show at the time?" After that, Wang Han got into the car, lit a cigarette and sighed, "Women, they're really troublesome." Exhaling a puff of smoke, he held the cigarette in his mouth, drove off, and complained, "I'm going to be late again." By noon, Wang Han was standing in front of a large house that looked very luxurious and extravagant. He exclaimed in surprise, "Another luxurious villa." However, his face showed no expression of admiration or astonishment. Wang Han walked inside, pressed the doorbell, and spoke to the person inside. "Hello, your order has arrived." The door was opened by a woman. Seeing the door open, Wang Han held the package in his hand, politely smiled, and said, "Here's your order. Enjoy your meal." Unexpectedly, the person who opened the door of that house was Su Qi. Seeing that the delivery person was him, she asked, utterly astonished and surprised, "Why is it you?" Wang Han could only awkwardly force a smile and answer Su Qi's question. "What a coincidence, isn't it?" Immediately after that, another girl approached Su Qi and asked suspiciously, "Su Qi, who is that?" Su Qi glanced lightly toward that girl and softly replied, "It's nothing, just a delivery." She took the package that Wang Han delivered, her mouth still continuously asking, "Su Qi, do you know this delivery person?" Wang Han saw Su Qi awkwardly pursing her lips and not answering, so he quickly replied, "Ah, we were middle school classmates." But then his answer made the other girl even more confused, widening her eyes in even more suspicion. "You were a middle school classmate. Su Qi and I were also middle school classmates. My name is Huo Tong. Who are you? Why do I have no impression of you?" At this moment, Wang Han's smile became indescribably awkward. "Ah, my name is Zhang Wei. My grades were poor, so I wasn't noticed, and I was often beaten by teachers. It's normal that you don't have an impression of me." Suddenly, another voice rang out from behind. "Si Tong, who is that?" Si Tong turned her head and replied to the man who had just spoken, "This guy is Su Qi's classmate, but I can't remember him at all." The man who had just spoken was Yuan Bo. He had an arrogant demeanor, and his tone carried a hint of doubt but was very firm. "Zhang Wei, there's no one named Zhang Wei in our class." He stared at Wang Han, his voice becoming deep and cold. "Moreover, how could our classmate be a delivery person?" Yuan Bo's arrogant, peacock-like face stared directly at Wang Han, but because he was shorter than Wang Han, he had to look up, which looked very funny. Then he continued, "Su Qi, you're also a big boss. Why would you know this kind of delivery person?" Su Qi felt a bit annoyed upon hearing this and questioned him back. "What's wrong with me knowing the delivery guy? His face looks just like those braggarts, always speaking loudly and at length. Big connections? The gap between the lower class and the elite in society is too wide. Knowing people like this will cause you trouble." Yuan Bo frowned unhappily and said to Wang Han, "The delivery's done. What are you still waiting for?" "Oh, I almost forgot." After saying that, he took out his wallet and pulled out a few bills as if to throw them at him. He smirked, his voice full of contempt and sarcasm. "You want a tip, right? Here's 200 as a reward for you." Wang Han took the 2 bills from Yuan Bo, his face darkened, and he cursed under his breath. "Damn it, if this were before, I would have slapped your mouth crooked." Yuan Bo saw him still standing there and became furious, yelling at him, "Why haven't you left yet? Is it not enough?" Outside, Wang Han squinted his eyes, smiled, and then said, "Thank you, boss." Inside, a woman standing behind Yuan Bo spoke up. "Has my pizza arrived?" Yuan Bo heard her voice and immediately turned around, obsequiously like a servant, carrying the box and rushing over. "That's right, my goddess Wan Ying. The pizza you ordered has arrived." But Wan Ying didn't pay any attention to him. Instead, she immediately brushed past him, her eyes shining brightly, her voice full of joy. Wang boss, is that really you? Seeing this, Wang Han quickly waved his hand, feeling a bit guilty and awkward. Kohei, what a coincidence. Yuanbo regained his composure and asked loudly in disbelief, Wan Ying, you know this delivery guy too? Wan Ying calmly replied to his panic, Of course I know him. Wang boss is the one who saved my life. After speaking to Yuan Bo, Wan Ying directly walked over and took Wang Han's hand. Overjoyed, Wang boss, don't stand at the door anymore. Come in quickly and have a drink. Suchi stood there, seeing this, her eyes widened in surprise, unable to speak. Wang Han, having his hand suddenly taken like that, was also extremely startled. No need. I still have to deliver orders. Yuan Bo also stepped forward, walking towards Wan Ying, and awkwardly began to speak. That's right, Wan Ying. He still has to deliver food. It's peak season now. They still need to earn money. Otherwise, what will people like them eat and spend? After hearing these words, Wan Ying was very displeased and retorted, Yuan Bo, what kind of person are you? What kind of people are they? At this moment, Wang Han had stepped out of the house, preparing to leave through the gate. Well, everyone, please take your time talking. I'll be leaving first. Wan Ying immediately chased after him outside. Wang boss, wait for me. At the same time, Suchi watched from behind the door with a suspicious gaze. Wan Ying smiled gently and innocently, asking Wang Han for a favor. It just so happens that I also have to go to class. Wang boss, I don't know how to drive. Could you give me a ride? He looked at her, somewhat helpless, and replied with difficulty, This? Inside the house, Suchi's eyes were like bullets that could pierce through flesh. Si Tong, on the other hand, was quite bewildered by this scene, while Yuan Bo loudly called out, Wan Ying, let me drive you in the Porsche. His old, broken-down electric car is very dangerous. Wang Han didn't answer Wan Ying but only looked at Suchi, his wife, who was still standing in the house. But then she turned away sharply, her face clearly showing her inner annoyance, looking displeased. If you want to give her a ride, just do it. Why are you looking at me? A moment later, Suchi and Si Tong were outside the gate, watching Wan Ying sitting in the car, hugging Wang Han's waist, and speaking loudly. Suki, Si Tong, you two keep playing. I'm heading back to class. Let's hang out another day. Si Tong also waved back, saying, I'm okay, be careful on your way. The three of them, Suchi, Si Tong, and Yuan Bo, stood at the gate, watching the motorcycle carrying Wang Han and Wan Ying smile brightly as it drove further away. Yuan Bo smiled ingratiatingly, holding up the box of pastries. Goddess Su, let's go. Let's go in and eat. But Suchi didn't even turn to look at them but remained standing there, her face having become extremely annoyed. She decisively walked away from the house, leaving Yuan Bo with a sentence. I still have urgent work at my company. He stood there, bewildered. Why are you leaving too? I'll get the car to take you. She replied coldly, no need. In another development, Wang Han was still driving his motorcycle, carrying Wan Ying on the main road. She was enjoying it greatly, leaning her head against Wang Han's broad back. He felt that this wasn't right and immediately asked, Am I driving too fast? Wan Ying's cheeks gradually reddened as she softly replied to him, No, you're driving very well. At this moment, he slightly turned his head to the left to look at something. It turned out that next to his motorcycle, which was speeding along the road, a red car driven by Su Chai appeared. Wang Han stopped his motorcycle, putting his feet down. Suki also lowered this window, glanced over and called, Wan Ying, get in my car. Wan Ying still smiled brightly and replied, No need, Suchi, we're almost there. Wang Han smiled and also suggested, Perhaps you should still get in her car. I just happen to have something to do. He secretly thought to himself, I can't make the child's mother angry. Wan Ying heard his words, quite surprised, and with wide eyes agreed, all right then. For opening the door and getting into the car, Wan Ying lingered to say a few words to Wang Han. Thank you, Wang boss. Do you have time this weekend? I'd like to invite you to dinner. He replied with a bit of embarrassment, I have to work this weekend. Wan Ying continued to ask, So when do you have time? Wang Han seemed annoyed by this, so he didn't answer, only saying, Let's make plans when we get back. I need to deliver goods first. After that, he drove off, but Wang Ying still didn't get into Su Chi's car. She stood on the street, waving goodbye to him and added a reminder. Wang boss, remember to drive safely. Wang Han's face hardened, and he secretly thought to himself, women are truly difficult to deal with. Late in the afternoon, Wang Han and Guo Guo slowly walked home together. He held the little girl's hand and happily asked, Guo Guo, are you hungry? Let's go home. Dad will cook for you, the little girl obediently replied. Guo Guo likes Dad's cooking. Upon arriving home, Wang Han immediately spoke up, displeased. There's someone here. Guo Guo pointed at an object on the floor and said, there's a pair of clogs. From the bathroom, a wave of hot steam emerged. Grand Princess Zhang Tang, wrapped in a towel, leaned against the door. She asked seductively, Darling, why are you only coming back now? Wang Han awkwardly covered Guo Guo's eyes and yelled, Put some clothes on, now! Hearing this, Zhang Tang calmly spoke. What are you doing? It's not like you haven't seen it before. Why are you getting so agitated? There's a child here. Wang Han frowned and retorted loudly. Zhang Tang looked at the two of them in surprise and asked, Who is this little girl? Seeing her properly sit down on the sofa, Wang Han then removed his hand from Guo Guo's eyes and explained, That's my daughter. I told you I was married, but you didn't believe me. Zhang Tang gently reached out and touched the little girl. Come on, call me Mom. Hearing this, Wang Han unexpectedly yelled loudly, What nonsense are you talking about? He nervously walked towards the two of them, continuing, Don't corrupt the child. Zhang Tang paid no attention to him, but instead caressed and slowly talked to Guo Guo. This bastard is your father, and your mother is his wife, so your mother is your mother. Wang Han calmed his emotions, handing the school bag to the little girl and instructing, Guo Guo, be a good girl, go to your room and do your homework. The little girl obediently replied to him. Guo Guo went back to her room, leaving the two adults in the living room. Zhang Tang flared up in anger, grabbing Wang Han's pants and yelling, You bastard! How dare you get married behind my back? He shielded the spot she had just touched, then cried out in alarm, Where did you squeeze? Zhang Tang immediately sprang up, kicking Wang Han and loudly questioning, You scoundrel, do you remember me? She was only wrapped in a towel, and her recent actions made Wang Han blush crimson, so he had to remind her, Your clothes, put them on. Hearing this, Zhang Tang sat back down to adjust herself, then warned Wang Han, You bastard! How dare you marry someone else besides me? Just wait and see how I'll deal with you. Seeing her complete lack of self-awareness, he handed her a jacket with one hand and covered his face helplessly with the other. Put it on. I'm already married. Don't talk nonsense like that. Zhang Tang put on the jacket. She calmly picked up a cigarette and lit it, then explained, I've already investigated. Your marriage to that woman named Su Chi was entirely due to pregnancy. If I had known earlier that you'd marry because of a pregnancy, I would have given birth to a child for you already. Wang Han lost his patience and immediately interrupted. Stop talking about irrelevant things. How long do you plan to stay in Jiangning? And when are you leaving? Zhang Tang calmly glanced at him, her voice playfully teasing. Look how scared you are. I came to Jiangning for 2 reasons. First, to see you, and second, to discuss business along the way. You probably know the business partner. Her name is Lin Shuifu. After hearing her speak, Wang Han tiredly thought to himself, It's a good thing I didn't go looking for Su Chi, otherwise this woman would surely have driven me crazy. Thinking this, he then agreed with her. I know her. Next, he said to Zhang Tang, You haven't eaten yet, have you? Let's go eat. Guo Guo must be hungry too. She stood up from her chair, responding to him with amusement. So you've really become a full-time house husband, huh? Zhang Tang suddenly moved closer to Wang Han, making him blurt out, What are you doing now? She gently caressed his face and then rattled off. Wang Han, I'm very curious. You can't control your lower body when you're with other women. Yet he treated me like an enlightened high monk. Suddenly, Guo Guo's clear voice rang out from behind. Godfather, Guo Guo wants to eat. From her perspective, the two adults were leaning against each other very intimately. Guo Guo misunderstood and shyly turned her face away. Wang Han pushed Zhang Tang away and said in an annoyed tone, "Don't be noisy. Go eat quickly." Immediately after, he changed his clothes, ignored her, and led Guo Guo out. As Wang Han left, he said, "If you're not coming, then the two of us are going. Let's go, Guo Guo. Daddy will take you to eat." Zhang Tang excitedly watched their departing figures. "You stinky man, sooner or later you'll be mine." The scene shifted to a large building where a respectful server performed his duty. "Please come in, esteemed guests." The three of them walked in together. Zhang Tang immediately bent down and gently said to the little girl, "Little Guo Guo, today mommy is treating you to a meal, so eat as much as you like." "But thank you, Aunt Zhang," Guo Guo obediently replied. Hearing the little girl call her aunt, Zhang Tang immediately corrected her. "You can't call me aunt. If not, then just call me godmother." Guo Guo happily replied, "Thank you, godmother." The waiter led three people into the large room and asked, "Are you satisfied with this VIP room?" Zhang Tang arrogantly immediately spoke up, "It's good." After speaking, she glanced at Wang Han and contemptuously said to him, "Your foster mother has already done it. Why hasn't your foster father done anything yet?" Wang Han, dissatisfied, immediately raised his voice, "There are children here. Don't talk nonsense." Meanwhile, Qinlei and Suluo entered the restaurant. The two of them chatted as they walked. Suluo said, "Brother Lei, please come in. I've already booked a good room." Qinlei asked, "How far has the investigation I asked you to do progressed?" Suluo obsequiously pulled out a chair for him to sit and then reported, "Brother Lei, I still haven't found out who stole the Qin family's project. I only know that they seem to be related to Lin Qingyun." Qinlei glanced at him and said in an arrogant tone, "Continue investigating." He settled into his seat, then seriously asked, "I heard that this project is currently being managed by that bitch Su Qi." As soon as Qinlei finished speaking, Suluo immediately complained irritably, "You don't know, but that bitch Su Qi already had a scheme. She promoted her old subordinates for that new hangmuck. We basically have no way to interfere at all." Qinlei was not satisfied with his answer. He frowned in dissatisfaction. "Didn't Su Qi marry that delivery guy? You guys go to the media, directly slander Su Qi, portray her as the image of a slut, and then steal the project." "Brother Lei, what a dioke." Suluo immediately praised him. Just then Wang Han, who had just returned from washing his hands, accidentally walked past Qinlei and Suluo's dining room. Qinlei immediately turned around suspiciously to look at him. "Why does this person look so familiar? He seems to be the one who competed with me." Suddenly he realized something and shouted, "No way! That delivery guy is Su Qi's husband. What is he doing here?" Suluo, wanting to curry favor with him, aggressively stood up. "Let me go see." He stood hidden by the side of the door looking inside. The atmosphere inside was extremely harmonious. Zhang Tang picked up a chicken drumstick for Guo Guo, and she gently said to the little girl, "Come on, Guo Guo, eat another chicken drumstick." The little girl happily and obediently replied, "Guo Guo likes to eat chicken drumsticks." No one noticed Suluo standing outside the door. He watched their actions, then smiled slyly and said, "This time there's a good show to watch." The scene shifted to the evening. They had finished their meal and were leaving together. Zhang Tong happily chatted with the little girl. "Did your meal taste good today, Guo Guo?" The little girl immediately replied with delight, "It was delicious, thank you, foster mother." Hearing that, she generously agreed with Guo Guo, "Next time, I'll take you again." At the same time, in front of Wang Han's house, Su Qi had been waiting outside for a long time. She wondered, with no movement at all, could it be that Wang Han wasn't home? Just then, the elevator door suddenly opened, and Wang Han's voice rang out. "Guo Guo, remember to do your homework when you get home. Understood?" Hearing her father's instructions, the little girl immediately replied, "I know, Dad." Hearing the sound, Su Qi instinctively looked toward the elevator, then called out his name. "Wang Han!" He was surprised to see her and paused uneasily. Zhang Tang stepped forward with a challenging tone. "Are you Su Qi?" "Hello, I am Wang Han's woman." This made Wang Han flustered, and he had to make up some excuses. "That's my second aunt's daughter, Zhang Tang. She's on a business trip in Jiangning City." However, Su Qi didn't care to pay attention to it and immediately walked straight past the three of them. I'm just a passerby. If you're busy, I have other things to do. Suddenly, Wang Han grabbed her hand from behind, his tone a bit awkward. Or let's go after we've eaten. Zhang Tong saw the situation gradually becoming tense and added fuel to the fire. Aren't you two husband and wife? Don't you live together? Lin Suchi frantically accepted. Eat then. Open the door. He quickly took out the key and immediately opened the door. His face turned pale, and he thought to himself, these two girls clashing, the scene is like an Asura field. Then he spoke up. Well, I'm going to cook now. After that, he told the little girl, Guo Guo, go do your homework. The little girl politely replied, yes. After entering the house, Jiang Tang immediately sat on the sofa and asked, when did you learn to cook? Lin Suchi, standing nearby, realized, before he said he only cooked for himself, so it seems that was true. At this point, she continued, then I also want to eat your cooking. However, Wang Han casually said, you just ate so much, and you still want to eat? Hearing this, she pretended to be coquettish. I'm hungry again, which made him get goosebumps. Be a little serious. A moment later, Suchi brought out 2 bottles of water. He gave one to Jiang Tang and said, your companion has eaten a lot, so drink some water. Hearing this, she would never take it lying down. Judging by your appearance, I should really call you sister. Suchi had no intention of being lenient. You're younger than me? I almost didn't realize. Then Jiang Tang resorted to whining. Brother, when will you be done? I'm starving to death. Wang Han instinctively replied, it's almost ready. A moment later, Wang Han brought out a bowl of noodles. The noodles are ready. Eat quickly. Then Su Chi happily went to the dining table. Seeing this, he put on a smug expression to provoke her. Brother, I want to eat these noodles. However, Wang Han would never easily fall into such an obvious trap. He yelled, shut up. At this moment, Su Chi slurped a mouthful of noodles. The taste isn't bad. Your cooking skills have improved. She taunted, you should quickly make a bowl for her too. Then she instructed him on a few things. First, bring me some vinegar. I'm pregnant and always crave sour food. Okay. Then Wang Han turned and glared at him provocatively. If you don't eat, just wait and see how I'll deal with you. He chuckled. I'll eat as much of your noodles as you have. At this moment, Guo 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 walked to the dining table and exclaimed, I've finished my homework. Can I read a story now? Hearing this, Zhang Tong beckoned the little girl over. Guo Guo, come to Mom. Mom will read you a story. The little girl happily took the book, walked over, and handed it to Zhang Tong. Thank you, Aunt Zhang. Zhang Tong gently reminded, call me Mom. Then she patted the little girl's head. If you call me Ma, I'll buy candy for Guo Guo. However, the little girl hesitated. Aunt Zhang, seeing this, Suchi couldn't help but feel annoyed. Second sister-in-law, don't make it difficult for a child like that. Then she lightly tapped the table and called the little girl, Guo Guo, come here. Guo Guo, call her Mom. The little girl stood dazed for a while, not knowing how to respond. Meanwhile, Wang Han walked over and gestured to Guo Guo. Only then did the little girl hesitantly call out, Mom. Suchi immediately became delighted. Good girl, come on. Mom will take you back to the bedroom and tell you a story. Then she didn't forget to turn to Jiang Tong and say, second sister-in-law, take your time eating. Then Wang Han also advised Jiang Tong, eat. Jiang Tang snorted coldly in annoyance. Fine, I'll eat. A moment later, Wang Han lit a cigarette. Seeing this, Jiang Tang asked, it's not early anymore. Aren't you going to sleep? He replied, later, you'll sleep in another bedroom. I'll sleep on the sofa. Jiang Tang was puzzled. Aren't we already married? Aren't you two sleeping together? Wang Han gently reminded, stop talking so much. Hurry up and eat. After you eat, go to sleep. Just a few seconds after he took a puff, Su Chi suddenly appeared and called him. Wang Han, come into the bedroom. He immediately replied, okay. Jiang Tang couldn't help but fume with anger. I've never seen you so obedient. The next morning, Wang Han was exercising by doing handstand push-ups. While he was engrossed in his workout, Su Chi walked over. He asked, are you awake? Breakfast is on the table. Her face darkened. I'm not eating. I have a project recently, so I need to go back to the company. Wang Han immediately suggested, then I'll drive you to the company. But unexpectedly, she flatly refused this kind offer. No need, I can go by myself. You take Guo Guo to school. However, Wang Han still didn't give up. Then I'll pick you up from work tonight. She flatly refused. No need for that either. He didn't know what to do, so he gave a wry smile. Are you still holding a grudge? A moment later, Suchi drove off in her luxury car. While driving, she chatted with someone on the phone. CEO Su, something big has happened. Someone has bribed the media to slander you, and our project has also been halted. What? Why has the project been halted? She asked in a panic. The person on the other end replied, CEO Su, please check the news I just sent. Images of Wang Han and Zhang Tang eating with Guo Guo appeared. The media even photoshopped their pictures onto a marriage certificate. The sensational headline read, Shocking, Su family heiress intrudes into the family of a delivery guy. This made Suchi furious. Who exactly is playing these tricks? Meanwhile, on Wang Han's side, after waking up, Zhang Tang went to him and said, Your wife is in trouble. He annoyedly retorted, It's your wife who's in trouble. Zhang Tang sneered and held out his phone to him. If you don't believe me, see for yourself. After a moment of looking, Wang Han's eyebrows automatically furrowed. Damn it, these dogs want to die. Then he quickly called the other side. Hello, Wenlong. Help me with something. Please speak, the other end replied. And then a moment later, at a certain five-star hotel, a woman swayed her body and approached Su Luo, who was leisurely lying down, looking at her phone. Young Master Su, what makes you so happy? He happily accepted her suggestion. Of course it was a good thing, his spirit was truly refreshed. After that, he immediately pushed her down to celebrate the fact that that bitch was about to lose control of the company. He yelled, Lie down for me! Before he could get down to business, the door was suddenly pushed open, making him furious as he roared, Motherfucker, who is it? At this moment, Wenlifei Long appeared with his subordinates following him, making Su Luo's face turn pale. Su Luo stammered, So it's Wen boss. What are you doing here? Wen Long gently reminded him, Get dressed, someone wants to see you. Su Luo's voice trembled. Wen boss, who wants to see me? Why such a big commotion? Without further ado, Wen Long bluntly scolded Su Luo, I told you to get dressed, so get dressed. Why are you so talkative? A moment later, after everything was settled, Wen Long brought Wang Han over and said, We've caught the person. Su Luo couldn't help but stare, exclaiming, Wang Han. He still defiantly yelled, You idiot! Why aren't you delivering food? What are you doing here? I'm asking you, what are you doing here? Instantly, Wang Han grabbed a decorative vase and smashed it directly into Su Luo's temple without hesitation. His face was disfigured, but his mouth was still very agile. You motherfucker! Are you tired of living? How dare you hit me? Not stopping there, Wang Han gave him another incredibly loving slap, making his eyes roll back. Finally, he grabbed him by the collar and yanked him hard toward himself. Suchi is your sister. How dare you do this to her? He stubbornly replied, That bitch doesn't deserve to be my sister. This infuriated him, and he quickly raised another fist. You heartless bastard! Do you even deserve to be called a human? Then he punched him hard in the face again. At this moment, Suchi quickly knelt before Wen Long and pleaded, Wen boss, however much money he gave you, I'll double it. Please help me deal with him. Immediately, the man kicked him. You motherfucker, how dare you talk to An Han like that, showing no respect. Then he asked for his opinion. An Han, how should we deal with this brat? He replied, Tell his unethical media outlets to immediately delete all news, and at the same time, clarify the cause and consequences of this matter. Then, Wen Long walked over and grabbed Suchi's head, pulling her up. Did you hear that clearly? Just do as you're told. However, Suchi was extremely unreasonable. She told Wen boss, Help me deal with this delivery guy. Make him furious, then beat him up badly. Wen boss complied. He shouted at the delivery guy, I don't want to hear nonsense. Say it again. The delivery guy was beaten badly and humbly begged for mercy. Stop hitting me. I'll immediately tell those media outlets to stop, and I'll also tell them to issue a correction. Wen Long was satisfied after hearing this. Wouldn't it have been over if you had listened earlier? At the same time at Shenghua Group, the secretary hesitantly walked over. CEO Su, the press said that if you want to remove the news, you have to pay 80 million. This made Suchi's eyes widen. She angrily said, "What? 80 million? Why don't they just go rob someone?" While busy discussing business, her maternal grandfather suddenly burst in from outside, shouting loudly, "Suchi, how could you do something like this? You've completely ruined the Su family's reputation." This made her already throbbing headache even worse. She retorted, "That's not how it is." The person next to him quickly added fuel to the fire, saying, "All right, Suchi, I never thought you'd be a mistress destroying someone else's family. I've already called Liu's CEO. She'll be here soon." This made her stand up uncomfortably and shout, "Whether I'm a mistress or not, I know myself. Someone must be framing me for this." However, her grandfather absolutely did not believe her words. Suchi ignored it. Now she had to resolve this matter, no matter what method she used. Then the uncle eagerly spoke up, saying there was a solution to this problem. "We can suppress this matter, but you must give up your right to manage the company." She sneered, "This has always been your goal, hasn't it?" Immediately, the uncle became agitated. "Suchi, this project should have been our responsibility. You were merely lucky, and now you've caused a big problem. I advise you to be careful." Suchi maintained a calm expression as she confronted them. "Hand over power? Don't mention it again. I am upright and fear nothing. The innocent will clear their own names." A tap of a cane echoed. Next, her grandfather spoke up. "Suchi, you are still too young. Do you think CEO Liu would entrust this project to someone with such a poor character? Moreover, this matter concerns our Su family. Whether you want to or not, you must hand over the authority." Suddenly, a light knock on the door came from outside. "CEO Su." Suchi happily welcomed. "CEO Liu, you've arrived." The uncle saw an opportunity and quickly slandered Suchi. "CEO Liu, it's a family misfortune that the Su family has such a disgraceful incident again," which made her a little flustered. "I'm truly sorry, CEO Liu. I will find a way to resolve those negative news as quickly as possible." Her grandfather, upon hearing this, unhappily yelled, "What are you going to use to resolve it? Where will you get tens of millions from? Hand over the project quickly, Suchi." Suchi's face turned pale. "Even if I have to borrow money, I will resolve this problem first." At this moment, CEO Liu said nothing about it and walked over to hand her a stack of papers. "CEO Su, the negative news in the press has already been resolved." This surprised her. "Resolved? How is that possible?" Even the other two were stunned. "What's going on? Who did this? All this news has been suppressed?" At this moment, her grandfather resorted to a tactic to undermine her. "CEO Liu, no matter what, it's Suchi's fault. I think entrusting such a large project to Suchi was truly thoughtless." Then CEO Liu flatly refused. "There's no need for further discussion. Our boss assigned this project to your Su family because he is pursuing CEO Su. The rest of you should stop your wishful thinking." This left him speechless. "Well, CEO Liu, please." However, she absolutely refused, walking straight out the door. "All right, I have other matters. I'll be leaving now." Suddenly, Suchi had a question and pulled her back. "CEO Liu, wait a moment.